Probably Liz.
You've also
That is
been
true.
known to do art for us, though, so...
Oh, you're right, Ryan.
Yeah, we're all a little bit known for art, you know.
Let's not
This is
forget the
true.
Scooby-Doo incident.
I
Incident.
still
I don't like
Yeah,
how you
still
say
have
that.
the Scooby-Doo
right?
picture as
Incident. It was a
Viv's
whoopsie daisy.
contact in my phone is still the
Oh,
Scooby-Doo
really?
picture. It is.
Love it. I want to look at that picture again. Is
Oh my
under
gosh,
me?
it's so far back, I don't know.
It's like all the way everywhere.
Yeah.
It's certainly on my phone somewhere.
Gosh, who's ready for some howling tonight at the moon?
Oh,
absolutely.
So ready.
The moon
It
is
is
out.
so romantic if you really think about it.
I honestly don't know why the rest of you are here. The whole session is just going to
It's
be
just-
Bushel,
It's not even
Buddy,
talking.
and
We want to
Anthony.
watch, obviously.
Yeah, what do you mean? That's why we're
here.
here.
Third, fourth, and fifth wheels.
Yeah.
I'm not the popcorn, so
Oh, incredible. A great choice. We love that.
Perfect.
I should have thought of that. Try it.
So, I was eating a drumstick. Hence the
Good choice.
not turning on my camera. The ice cream kind, not like a chicken.
oh,
Yeah, drumsticks rule.
Yeah, I felt the
I
blood sugar
found
getting
it.
a little low, so I had to. So, as a quick recap of last session, a rare incident where it's only been a week since we last played. It's such a good picture. It's so good.
One of my best.
oh my god.
It's even better than I remember it being.
It is better than I remember.
This looks like higher quality and like, man, it's so good.
It's
Something
so
changed.
good.
I still love the grumpy face on Ruby.
Yeah,
Just not
yeah.
happy with it.
Just
She's
Suma
wearing
as
heels.
Velma is inspired.
So good.
It's completely,
That's
it's
right.
absolutely gold.
I remembered it being smaller. Like, I don't know why.
Holistically, I think the best artwork that has been made for this campaign.
I love it.
It's up there.
I love. I don't know where the blood is coming from. I don't know if we've delved into the lore of that.
Oh, that's true.
Oh no, that's up for interpretation.
Well, Suma is
And
the
also-
one closest to it, so it kind of makes sense.
Oh yeah, you know what? Maybe I could have just like put some blood on his hands and just let you put the dots together. Dang it! Now I'm gonna have to look back and not see the other art, like the AU versions of us.
Oh,
I
there's so many
I
good
did
ones.
like them. Yeah,
I don't remember.
we should have another art day. I don't know why we all did the art, but we should have another one of those.
Agreed.
Quick question: did anybody think about backup characters yet?
Yes. To no one's
I'm
I'm
surprise.
so sorry. I totally forgot.
No, you're
Technically-
good. I realized
put
that
one up
I
quickly.
forgot to give you guys like actual sheets to use, so I'm actually gonna
Yeah,
do
that's
that
my
now.
excuse why I forgot.
No, you're good. It won't be relevant anytime soon, probably.
Unless we really bungle this RP session.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Speed
pure
run.
RP session somehow leads to a complete TPK. Would be kind of on brand. So, last session, you guys had found yourself in some sticky situations. Ruby and Suma inside this bathhouse with a bunch of these extremely powerful frost giants who luckily were successfully stealthed around and snuck past. You guys defeated a demon wall, an animated wall. Really the combo of Suma and Ruby very efficiently making your way past that gauntlet of skill checks, successfully using the control water to get all the frost giant sweat for the potion into the water skin, made it, and then Gallet and Aylock, or should I say, sorry, Bushel and Wormlock in the library with the Mind Witness and its army of tiny little dazers, successfully managed to find the book that dispelled its shield and crushed it in literally one turn after doing so. You guys were able to basically just finish up and gather up all the ingredients that you needed to brew this potion. After doing so, however, we did have the absolute pleasure of witnessing Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way's return to the fray, having having been blessed with the ability to smell dog piss from 5 miles away, was able to. Nobody knows. Nobody happened to ask Gallet why he, as a wolf, decided to pee in a corner of the library. I'd like to say that even if it wasn't intentional, somewhere deep inside,
Yeah.
it was in some ways a beacon. But Ebony found her way to you guys and offered up the cauldrons over at the Wolf Spell cottages over to you guys, so that you could use it to brew your potions of release, which will save the various heads of houses that were kidnapped for the second phase of the Quadramage competition. You guys are on your way back now, going off from Ravenhall, through the fields, off towards like the little Olympic Village type situation, the basically Mordenkainen's open mansion of like several large buildings that have been summoned up specifically for visiting students and families and faculty coming to visit to watch the competition unfold. You're on your way with Ebony. Is there anything? I'm gonna say it's getting close to sunset at this point. It's been a very long day. You guys have exhausted most of your spell slots. Some of you are missing health. As kind of the day winds down and the sun begins to, slowly make its way down across the horizon, tinting the sky a brilliant fuchsia and vermilion as it does. What is there anything you guys would like to do around this point? Where is everybody's kind of like things on their agenda, I guess? What's everyone's agenda? Other than hopefully taking a peaceful long rest at the end of the day.
We have much of an agenda.
Are we on our way to the cauldrons right now to make
Yes,
the
you're on your
potions?
way. Yeah, I'm just asking if there's people you want to like seek out, if there's conversations you want to have with characters, messages you want to send, that type of thing.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it to whoever, maybe Ruby or maybe Gala at the end of last session, but Suma would probably want to let Simon know some
yeah,
of the things about the second trial, but would have to long rest first, and has also been hurt in various ways, so probably looking for taking a trance 4 hours of rest as soon as possible.
Okay.
But
We
willing to
have
do like that while other people are doing other things.
reaching out to Simon. That's one thing on the agenda. Alok, is there anything you particularly want to do or want to investigate? As a rogue, you don't really need to long rest to have all your things mostly. Are you going to stick around with the rest of the group, or is there anything you want to look into on your own or anything like that?
I don't think he'd want to go off on his own for anything right now. I guess he would kind of just stick with anyone that seems like they're doing anything important related to the mission. If not, then he would just stay with the bulk of the group if like people stick together. He doesn't have
Okay.
anything to do.
And Ruby, anything for you that you want to do?
Do we know where this rendezvous is happening later?
Oh, the moon howling?
Yeah. Is there like a
Do we
definite
know what's
spot?
happening? I know Suma knows. Is Alok and Ruby know
Yeah,
what's happening?
Yeah, she said let's
Oh,
house the moon
right.
together in like the medical tent. So you
Right.
guys are all present for that conversation.
But we still think that it's like potentially something bad because we don't know about the
I
Gallagher
think
relation.
so.
Well, I think it's romantic, but everyone else thinks it's bad.
Yeah,
Ayla
Ruby
thinks
knew it
it's
was
bad.
romantic from the jump.
I think at this
Ruby
point it
always
might just
knew.
be Alok who thinks that
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Gallic,
It's just Ayla.
Gallic's like, all right, no, we're cool. This is definitely.
Alright,
I
I
got
take
it
back what I
wrong.
said. Alok will probably shadow them in the shadows
Oh,
and
incredible.
for protection
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
Lucky lad.
when that comes.
You see, you guys arrive back at the Wolf Spell cottages. They are these very quaint looking structures. You know, they're like round. They're like basically when you think cottage core, this is pretty much perfectly in line with that. But with a little bit more of a gothic twinge of like, you know, black flowers growing out from like these little flower pots on the windowsill. There's like kind of like purple tinged ivy like vines like that have developed crawling across of the roofs. Um, the door opens and you see the rest of the wolf spell team is there. You know their names. I'm going to describe them to you vaguely. They're all most of them are human. You see Cyrena Shea, who is a just human woman. She has like sandy brown hair, kind of like very tall and like slender. Um, Very much like the archetypical like young witch looking type of character with like the full witch's hat with like a little like flower embroidery into the brim. Morgana Mistwood, who is actually a young halfling lady. She is standing there. She seems to be kind of like the leader of the group. She is kind of like sitting there, arms crossed, kind of like tapping her foot. And the last but not least, Hexia Watts, who is another human woman with like thin blonde hair that is like cut in a little pixie cut. They're all looking over. Ebony kind of like walks up, looking a little bit sheepish, and she goes, "Hey guys, these are, I'm sure you recognize them. These are the representatives from Ravenhall. They're helping us. It turns out that the second stage has actually already begun, and our heads of houses have been kidnapped." You see the leader, look at Morgana. She goes, "Yes, well, we kind of figured that. We would have wished that you told us before turning into wolf form and then just galloping off into the distance, but we understand taking the initiative is kind of your thing. It's not what we would do, but you're," and they say it in unison, "not like the other girls." Yes, okay. And you see Morgana says, "Well, we appreciate their, you know, aid in helping us figure out the task, but is there any reason you've brought them to the cottages?" And Ebony goes, "Yes, I want them to. They've gathered up pretty much all of the ingredients that we need to save our heads of houses. We're going to need to brew a potion, and brewing potions is what we do best. Since they've gathered up the ingredients, we figured we would make this sort of like a joint thing, you know, lend them our cauldrons, you know, so that nobody has to get hurt." And you see Morgana like thinks for a moment. She says, "Okay. They've done us a service in doing that, and I trust your judgment, Ebony.
Insight.
Go for it."
Oh no. Oh no. That's the leader of the group? That's. I don't
Yeah.
know if we should be trustworthy in her eyes.
On a 13, what is the nature? What are you trying to suss out?
How suspicious she is of us.
If that's what you're trying to look into, you get the sense that she is not suspicious of you guys at all.
Oh, of us specifically, not at all.
She's not suspicious of you guys.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't
trust
think that
my
you're going to
sword.
do anything untoward towards them. You guys are escorted in, and you see whoever has the like ingredient list. Morgana asks for it, and she examines the list, and she says, "Okay, so you guys, I'm pretty sure don't exactly have much. I know Ravenhall doesn't have a big focus on potion brewing in the curriculum. Um, Typically, a potion instruction list is gonna have way more detail than this. This is just shit you throw into a pot. What you do with each ingredient is sometimes even more important than the ingredient themselves. So, for example, this frost giant sweat, if you cool it into ice cubes versus if you boil it into steam, would have vastly different alchemical properties for this potion. And you see, she casts a little enchantment, and on the back side of the paper, a more fleshed out list of instructions appears on the backside, which says, "Okay, this is going to be a little bit complicated, but from what you guys have given us, there's enough ingredients here for all 8 of our representatives to be saved. So that control water dictated basically, was this going to be a fair split or not? Was enough of like this key ingredient gained or no? And because you were able to gain so much, I think you had a really high check. I think you hit like a nat 20
It was a
at
nat
some point.
20, yeah.
Yeah, it was a nat 20. Because of that nat 20, there's enough for everybody. So there's no quarrel here. This would have been potentially like a point of like argument, perhaps even combat, question mark, something like that. But no conflict necessary here because you guys got enough of all the ingredients. She says, this is a question I have for you guys. You guys can either you are free to use all of our like equipment here, our mortars and pestles, our stirring sticks, our cauldrons, all of our, our top of the line arcane furnaces, and try to brew this potion yourself, or you can let us do it for you in exchange for your work in getting the ingredients. It's up to you guys. I will tell you right now, though, that part of the instructions in this is that it has to kind of stew overnight. So the earliest we'd be able to retrieve any of our representatives is probably middle of the night.
I'll pipe up and just say, are you open to perhaps a little exchange of knowledge? I am running low on energy, and I sort of just like gesture at myself because I'm still an elf in my disguised form too. After a couple hours, I can assist you in anything you need for the brewing process. I would love to learn some of your tricks if you'd have me.
Okay. You're perfectly welcome to that, but if you like, you guys can all just, you guys look exhausted, even more than we were after the Wizard's Tower. You sure you guys don't want to just take a rest?
We have something later tonight. I know. Yeah, so I'm good with like a short rest maybe, but like I have plans later.
Oh,
Insight
dear.
check. Does she know my plans?
What plans? Yeah,
okay. No. I don't know how much Ebony has said. Does she know?
You feel like she knows.
Oh, you know.
It's that thing where you feel like there's a spotlight on you and everybody can see everything, even though they probably have no clue.
You know, so that's not too much, it's important stuff.
On that 8 insight, you see one of the other girls, Sirena, like talking to Ebony in the corner, and like they kind of like look at you for a second and then start like laughing.
No.
And you're like, oh my god, was that about me? It was just like they look in your general direction and like laughing to each other a little bit.
Oh, they're laughing too. Oh, what a
Um,
mistake!
and you see, she says, "Okay, well, we're gonna get started on our potion. And once you guys are, you said you wanted to trance first, or not? Yeah, trance first. Before we get into it.
I would love to, but feel free to get started, and I'll join you once I'm done.
Sure. You see, she gets started. There's like they bring out a bunch of like weird like instruments and like decanters and things that turn like boiling flasks and stuff. There's like one of the like one of the steps in the process is like they feed the little strands of hair to a frog and they pat the frog on the back and the frog spits out a bubble that like falls into the cauldron and explodes into mist. It's like a whole thing with like all these different like strange arcane steps that you guys are unfamiliar with. As you guys sit around, the other girls, you know, they make tea, they serve like small like pastries like biscuits and stuff and like croissants. And everything is nice and calm and chill. Remind me, you guys have a sending stone that goes to the crew
The
of the
ship.
Reaper. Is it to the ship or does Simon have it?
It should be this ship because
Okay, so
we've already
Simon does
given them
not have it, right?
instructions. Yeah.
Okay, all right, never mind. Just double checking on that. And after a few hours pass of you guys just catching your breath, this is your first time like finally slowing down after a very hectic day, just chilling and eating and exchanging, you know, like stories. Would you guys, I guess you guys just learn a little bit about wolf spell. It's like this like massive like um coven, I guess is the best word, that like is in the middle of like these dark woods in like the mainland of Laki, close to the eye of where the wolf would be. The wolf's eye. It's like that there's a forest near there. That's where the school is, and you see that they have been kind of like training there. Like these girls get selected at a very young age. They get selected as early, as young as like 9 or 10, depending on how early they show signs of like magical potential and aptitude. And that it's generally not as like brutal as Ravenhall, but it's also not as lackadaisical as Inkwell. Inkwell is like your very standard, like, you know, we're going to a magic school. It's gonna be lots of fun. And Ravenhall is like learn or die. Wolfspell is very much like, you know, we witches, we have a code that we stick to, but for the most part, like it's very free form of like we encourage you to be your own person and to do your own thing. Um and they all seem like relatively well adjusted individuals, except for maybe Ebony, who's a little out there in terms of her personality. But they all seem like very chill, kind, and respectful young women, knowledgeable and powerful in an arcane sense as well. The sun sets. You see Ebony walks over to you, Galad, and she says, "The moon is in the sky. On our way
Seems it is.
On our way over here, I noticed a nice hill kind of overlooking the edge of. So remember, Ravenhall is on a floating island that has been detached from the ground, overlooking, you know, the rest of Castlemond and the open sea.
It sounds beautiful. You want to
Would you be
check it
down or
out?
like?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, yeah.
would
If you
you?
have time, of course.
I mean,
I
I know.
mean, you know.
Is it stupid? I don't know. I feel
No,
stupid.
it's not stupid. It's not stupid. It's you know, it's good to check in with these things for sure beforehand. But it's not. No, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool with me if it's cool with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like whatever.
Dope, dope, dope.
Yeah.
Like right now, or
Yeah, I mean, unless you're busy. I mean, you have to.
no,
you have to
no.
here,
I've
but-
no. I mean, there are, but like later, I can do stuff later too. So that's yeah, I'm
Okay,
good for now.
So would it be better later or like now?
No,
Or, like...
no, well, the sun's down, moon's coming up, and
Yeah,
you know
it
you want
sure
to meet
is.
the moon. You don't want to
Yeah.
wait for the moon. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
let's, do you have to do anything beforehand?
No, honestly, I'm really bad at potions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally everybody at my school is good at potions, but I'm, well, you know,
A little.
not
different.
like.
No, like that. Hey, I get you. I get you. Hey, it's confusing too. I mean, what's the difference between potion making and alchemy? You know, it's just yeah, it's just confusing too. The only thing that I've gotten so far is that that frog over there is named Craig.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Eh,
Craig's a gem. He's basically like the house mascot of Frog Cottage. That's where Morgana is from. Do you like frogs? How do you feel about
I'm a
frogs?
huge. You would not
Oh,
believe.
big frog guy.
Yeah, me and frogs go way back. We're tight. We're tight.
Really?
Yeah, we.
Um, as this conversation progresses, it's almost as if like that initial hyper awkward stage of discussing kind of like fades away as you guys naturally and wordlessly, not wordlessly, but like without saying so, just like begin to walk out of the cottage together.
we begin talking about our hyperfixations.
Yeah, once you start talking about
yeah, like oh
frogs and
yeah, yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
and she's like, "Man, ravens?"
Oh,
She's
I
like,
love it.
You know, yeah. It's in my name after all. You guys walk over to you make it past like there are lots of kind of like students still milling about, kind of like walking to and fro. You see some like businesses have like traveled over here as well, selling like merch for the Quadramage competition. There's like, you know, there's like magnets and like t-shirts that say like, you know, Team Ravenhall or like Team Wolf Spell. The Team ESU shirts are like on sale on clearance in a bargain bin because they got eliminated first. You see some Team Inkwall. You see like there are these little crests that have like each of the contestants' faces on them that look to have been like made in kind of a rush. You guys kind of like idle about walking through Olympic Village, and eventually you break out from the line of cottages and buildings and businesses and tents, and make your way up to a hill. The view is breathtaking. From up here, all the way on this hill on an island that is floating in the air, you can see so far out across the ocean. And she just, you know, she pops a squat. And how close do you sit next to her when you first sit down?
Like we're not touching. It's like I'm nearby. Like maybe
How much room are you leaving for Laki? Is the question.
Laki's nearby, so I don't know, like a foot. Oh,
Yeah.
Laki's watching.
You guys both sit down, and she turns to you and she says, "Have you ever been to Laki?"
Yeah, that's. I mean, it was where I was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been there. I mean, I lived there for most of my youth until later on went somewhere else. But I still have a deep love for the place, and I take out my a little glass shard from what looks like a mural.
What is
And
that?
it's the last thing I have of my father. He was pretty big on into Laki too. It's in a way when I think of Laki, I get to think of him too. So it's a nice little memory.
What happened to him, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, it's a bit. I don't want to turn down the mood, but he just got sick one day. Worked a lot. He was He was the sole provider for my household.
And then he passed?
Yeah, but I think he was happy at the end somewhat. It's I don't particularly love thinking about it, but I'm beginning to think that wasn't that great of a coping mechanism. How are things in Laki?
You see, she says, give me an insight check. With advantage.
Oh, sick. Just keeps on going up.
With a 17, there is pain in her eyes, in her body. You are able to catch a tenseness in her shoulders. You can catch the slight clenching of her fists as they kind of like close around grass and like rip a little bit off. There is something about that question that she is unable to fully answer. She says, "They're good. They're great. You know, everything's good. I wish that you could come back and see how beautiful everything is. The wilds, the prairies, they've never been so full of adventure and freedom."
I look at her like I visibly skeptical, like hey, what's going on? But I'm just like, all right, dope. The people the same?
Most of them.
How's your family doing?
She says, "I don't know. I'm an orphan.
Oh,
Always have been." Do you
that's
remember when I told you that I accidentally killed my 3 best friends when I turned?
yeah, that was rough.
They were my family, basically, at the time. It was the gang, you know? It
Yeah,
was
the
Ebony,
homies.
Darkness, Dementia, and Raven, always hanging out. You know, going into caves and hanging out with bats, and after that, it was just me.
I awkwardly try to sidle closer and put like a gentle hand over it. I know how bad it can be being the one
You,
that's directly.
yeah, you watch as your hand touches hers, like her fist stops, like she had like ripped out some grass, and it kind of like relaxes again and goes like flat, on the slope of the hill. Um, can I ask a question, actually?
Yeah.
Ruby and Alok, you mentioned, because this might be relevant at some point, you mentioned you might want to keep tabs on what's happening. Suma's trancing. We know that is happening, I think. Suma and Ruby and Alok, are you guys were you guys gonna follow? Before we get too
Alok
into
definitely
this.
was.
Okay, if Alok is following, I would follow to make sure he doesn't screw anything up. I'm like,
That's
it's
so
not
funny.
sabotage.
We're
It's
having
not.
You're the one gonna screw things up.
moment,
You're the one with the
and
bad
Alok's
spells.
in the back with the bow pulled.
Okay, Alok and Ruby, give me stealth checks.
There it is. See, I'm the one that's gonna ruin it. Let's see the stealth check.
Both
I'm,
that ones.
I'm just here for this beautiful air.
I
Okay.
believe
Yeah.
hold on.
Mhm.
Okay, no, I don't have advantage. Or do I have advantage? I don't remember.
'Cause-
I don't think I do. 'Cause I rolled a 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20. 20.
You have a cloak, right?
I do,
Isn't
yeah.
that-
Okay. And a +3 from the armor.
Most important stuff.
So I'm
I
the
will say this.
problem.
Alok, you successfully stealth up. You are in like a. I know this is a very loaded word, but you're in a bush.
Whoa!
Pop out of it at any
Hey,
point.
I don't want to hear any accusations.
Every
Won't pop out.
relationship starts with a bush. If
I'm
you
not
just
gonna
don't
pop
have
out
to-
of it, I swear.
You're hiding there. You are able to hear everything. However, what you do hear is Ruby's armor clanking somewhere behind you. So Ruby is not sneaking up on Gallet and Ebony. She's sneaking up on you, Alok, and you
Okay.
know that Ruby's come up behind you and is like
No,
watching
wait,
you.
wait. What if I try to disguise it?
Ah,
Yeah,
I love the birds at night. You
Give me
usually think they're in the
a-
morning.
Give me a deception check or a performance check.
I like to think. Well, actually, should I roll
Okay.
perception for that?
Sure, let's see if you can perceive.
I could. Actually, I don't know if I could roll low enough.
Actually, no,
Wait,
it would.
Wait, sorry, was I supposed to do perception? Or you said performance or
Performance or deception?
oh,
Ooh.
deception? My bad. Okay, let's do that.
Much
Hmm.
better.
We're going to, because it's funnier, we're gonna say, Alok, you're pretty sure you know that Ruby left the cottage at the same time as you and has followed you. You feel like you probably lost her at some point.
I can't lose this
And then
damn
you
bird.
hear caw in the distance. But you shrug it off as perhaps some wizard's familiar, just roaming, the lands at the moment.
Okay.
So just setting the scene, Ruby, you were like behind, like 2 trees away behind Alok. You can't hear what's going on with Gallet and Ebony, but you can see. Alok, you can see and hear what's going on. Okay. Just establish scene settings, making sure we
Yeah.
have everybody.
Let me go
Ruby, yeah,
ahead.
Ruby's not in a bush.
She's in a tree.
Okay. Like Alok is getting the idea that maybe this isn't as hostile as he thought, but he's still not 100%
What a
committed.
good crew member.
Yeah.
Keep making sure
Yeah.
everyone's safe.
Gallet, you see Ebony looks at you and she says, "Do you believe that all people are redeemable?"
Oh. That's initially no. Sometimes you do things that you feel, well, they can't be undone. Some things just can't, even if you wish for otherwise. But, now, I don't know if I'd call it redeemed, but you can be a better person. And it can be alright that you exist, even if you've made mistakes before. If you actively work against them in some way. You're
What
not
if
the only
you're-
one that ever resulted in the death of their loved ones, let's say.
So you don't think I'm a monster?
Nah, no. You're one of the coolest people I met here.
There's a moment where she shakes a little bit at hearing that. And you see her hand kind of like slips out from under yours. And you watch as she clenches, like her body like stiffens for a moment. And she transforms into her werewolf form. Like immediately becoming huge, doubling in size, the fur sprouting from her skin. You watch those hands which you had just touched suddenly sprout massive razor sharp claws, blood still on it from the battles from before, as if spawning back there, like she can never truly wipe them clean. She says, "Even like this?"
I mean, I don't. You might see that as something a massive change. But I'm gonna let you know, I've seen so much crap. You just look cool to me. I don't know if that's those are the words you need to hear right now, but I have seen a lot. And I do not think less of you just because you look absolutely sick.
You see, she turns to you. Her eyes kind of narrow. And she says, "Who are you, really?"
Not like the other guys.
She gasps at that. She says,
This isn't the true me, but I don't know if you could handle the true me.
"It would be the highest honor of my life to be able to handle the true you."
I'm not a gnome. I'm a pirate captain. And I turn into Gallet.
Yeah, I think you take off the ring
Yeah.
of alteration. You turn into your normal form. You sprout. Yeah, the height
Yeah.
difference evens out a little
Yeah,
bit more.
a little bit, but
'Cause
not as
when
much.
you were a gnome, and she was a werewolf.
Yeah, I was teddy bear sized.
She looks at you. She like staggers back, and she says,
Yeah.
"Holy shit, you're
Do
fucking
you?
hot."
Oh, huh. What a
No offense,
confidence
no
booster.
offense to Bushel Dowdy, but
Yeah, no, he wasn't really my. I like to change it up when I go into different disguises.
wait, why are you hiding this? Wait, why are you here?
Oh, we're. Oh, I don't know how much I'm supposed to tell. Well, we are looking for a certain individual on this island. There are some dangers on the way. Like the professor who's in charge of it, for sure. And we might maybe maybe a little bit be wanted by most governments.
You're wanted?
A little bit, yeah. A lot of it, honestly. Yeah, it's. I don't know if you've seen our posters, but we're worth quite a bit now.
What did you do?
I don't know what's the. We probably committed so many crimes at this point, but I'm not sure what really. I mean, God, that's a hard one. Maybe do I have a sending? I don't have a sending on me. Just assume like crime, as in we robbed a bank. One of my crew members committed regicide. I may have been a part of it. Uh, let's see. Some people in the guild just generally talk bad about us, which, I mean, probably some of it's true. The amount of murders is truly astronomical at this point, even though I'm pretty sure the majority is in defense. We robbed a bank, if I haven't already said that. There's probably a lot of robbery in there. And we somewhat are. We're going against most people in power in general, it seems, nowadays. Oh, we also helped somewhat stage an ongoing coup with another kingdom, so I haven't seen the results of that, but one of our friends is gonna try to take down a king. So like it's a lot. And I know if that's enough for you to want to go, that's totally fine. I just ask of you, please, for the love of God, don't tell anyone else.
You see, she looks at you. She transforms back into her normal form.
I know I'm throwing a lot at you real quick.
And she says, half of my nature is beast. Roaming is what I do. Running is something I'm good at. But I've never wanted to stay put in one place more my entire life.
I try to do like an insight check. Like there's a portion of me like I just told you a lot of pretty bad things. How are you cool with any of this? I would not be cool with any of this.
On a 6, you are not sure. She is inscrutable to you.
You're inscrutable.
As the moon hidden in a blanket of shadows high up above the sky. But as you fall into
You
a moment of
mystery
silence,
woman, you.
the clouds clear up a little bit. The moon is full, gazing down at you guys. She says, "That doesn't scare me. You don't scare me. Because my nose never lies. It always tells me when people are bad. When people are deceitful. It's funny. I could tell something was up with you and your friends, but even though I knew you were lying, I could tell you weren't being deceitful."
Oh, like not in a malicious type of way?
Yeah, there wasn't
Okay.
any malice to it. There wasn't any selfishness. I figured
Yeah.
if anyone can relate to taking on a form that is easier for the rest of the world to look at and treat and pass in the street, it's me, so I didn't question it. But I'm glad that you told me. I think I have an idea of who you are now, and who your friends are.
They mean a lot to me, so just be careful with that knowledge.
I know. You see, she says, "What does it mean to you to howl at the moon?"
Ooh, that's a loaded question, ain't it? When I howl at it, which I do frequently, but I've just never
Right,
stated it out
naturally.
loud.
Obviously.
It's not everything for me. I love Laki. I love everything about nature. But the moon just reminds me of home. It reminds me of my dad. And unfortunately, somewhat my mom.
Unfortunately?
Oh, my mom sucks. I have real mom issues.
Oh,
Another downside, but yeah.
okay. Good to know
Yeah.
that. Good to
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
for sure. She's still alive though,
Okay.
which
You guys don't
I
have
don't
a
know.
relationship though? Like you don't talk?
I try not to talk to her. It's worked for many years since my childhood, but I've recently seen her again. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to probably have to see a therapist at some point. But yeah, seeing the moon, howling at it. I like to acknowledge my past, my love for family, and if sometimes it just feels right to pray to Laki specifically. I don't know. It used to feel a little bit weirder when I was less confident due to the mom issues, but I my friends have really helped me grow, so I'm a lot more okay with things. Although
You
I
seem
would
like
say howling it to the moon while underwater is the jam. You have to give it a try.
okay.
I
Yeah.
I recommend polymorphing into a blue whale to do so.
Okay. I can't do that.
Oh, okay.
But wolves can swim.
Well, yeah, no, they definitely. I don't know how well. Is it weird if I say I like wet dog smell? Is that weird or cool?
No, it's kind of hot.
Sick.
You see, she says,
What do you
For
think of the
me-
moon?
It means a couple different things to me. I've known other werewolves in my life. A lot of them who hated the fact that they were what they were. In a lot of ways, I still do. So they'd howl at the moon out of frustration at the thing that's forcing them to turn. Some of them howl to beg it to go away, to ask it to swap places with the sun so they could live their normal lives again. But I howl at the moon as a show of gratitude. Because without it, there wouldn't be any light in the darkness. She looks down.
I also sometimes think of the moon dragon. Have you heard of the moon dragon?
Oh yeah, he's
Oh,
up
yeah.
there,
He is.
chilling or something.
Yeah. I always imagine him with like one of those cool hats, like with on the side. I don't know. My book talked about it once. It's been a while.
You see, she takes a deep breath, and she goes, Laki was the goddess of freedom and the wilds. But more than anything, I felt that she was the goddess of bravery. She stood for doing the thing that is difficult when the thing that is difficult is right, no matter what it costs. She laughs at herself and she says, I feel like a lot of people in my position right now would just go with the flow and enjoy this nice date with this nice guy and just soak it in and not let anything ruin it. But I've never been like anybody else. Neither was Laki. You see, she leans in towards you and she says, there's a lot of things about me that you don't know, that you might not understand.
I'm happy to learn.
And you see, as she gets closer, her nose twitches a little bit and she looks at you. Give me an insight check.
I'm great at these.
By the way,
Advantage.
Alok is gone at this point. It's been made pretty clear that he was totally wrong
Okay.
about this.
Okay, insight.
Ruby, are you still there?
1, 2. Oh, I got a good one.
Okay.
No, I'll probably just throw like a little good luck his way.
Good luck charm.
Yeah.
Oh, the bird's gone. Drat.
On a 16,
You're on your
Gallo,
own!
you see a flicker of fear followed by a rush of anger in her eyes. She freezes for a moment, not really looking at you, but looking through you. And then she pulls back, looks at you. She turns around very quickly. She digs in a little satchel, a little pouch, and you hear the clinking of glass and the removing of a stopper. You hear the sloshing of a liquid. You hear the furious scrunch of something, like something dry being ground up. You hear a bunch of these noises. She's turning her back to you so you can't see. And she, like, when she finally turns, she has a little glass vial in her hands. There's something inside of it, a bubbling liquid. And she says, I need you to drink this right now.
I trust her fully. All right, let's go. I don't know what's going on.
You drink it. It is the most profoundly awful tasting thing you have ever put down your mouth. It is like acrid, it is like bubbling, it is acidic and bitter like battery acid going down your throat. It is awful. And she says, I'm sorry, I know it tastes bad, but it's really important. And then she pauses as you are like scrunching up your face, and she says, I hope this will make it go down better. And then she grabs your face, pulls you in, and kisses you.
Well, that would help, yes. I do the little like a leg goes up thing on one of my legs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She kisses you, and you feel the heat from both her like body and the potion going down your throat send a powerful warmth throughout your body, and then you suddenly feel your body grow very heavy and still, and then you slump back. You lose control of your limbs.
Oh, that's
You
not good.
collapse back against the hill, and she looms over you and she says, I think that was the correct antidote to that. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I'm not the best potion maker, but I really, really hope I got it right this time. Just stay put, okay? I'll be back. And then she starts sprinting off in a direction. Suma, Ruby, and Alok, I need you all to give me Constitution saving throws.
Ah!
Ruby, you may do so with advantage, I believe, because you are a dwarf.
Yes.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I'm also asleep. Just by the way. If anything happens. And alone. Also.
Okay.
Oh no.
Alok and Ruby.
Yeah, okay.
You both feel something stir within your bodies. Something that seems as if it's reaching out and about to take control, but it kind of like simmers and fades away. You feel it, you were able to resist whatever it's doing. It just all it amounts to is a really bad stomach ache and some soreness in your limbs. But it does kind of slow you down a little bit. Ruby, you are still there in the trees watching, I think. So you are good, and you can make it over to Gallet if you choose to do so. Alok, however, where would you have gone after deciding, okay, these guys are good? Nothing bad's happening here.
I don't think he'd be that far away. He'd probably be like a couple hundred feet away at this point because he was stealthing away. So I don't think he'd be very far.
Alok, as you kind of like you stumble for a moment as the poison kicks into your system and your body begins fighting it off. So even though you do fight it off, there is a moment of you like, oh, I think I'm a little bit like sick right now. I think something's happening to my body, and you kind of pause for a moment so that your body can like shrug it off. You spy a figure approaching you, and you hear a voice. Well, kid. Fancy seeing you here. You look up, and Draga Hearth is approaching you from the shadows. She looks over at you, and she goes, you doing okay? You don't look too good.
I know I really suck at this, but can I insight this?
Oh, yeah,
It
absolutely.
seems just such weird
So
timing.
sus.
Ah, damn.
At 11, probably her.
Okay.
She goes, why is it that when anything important or of significance is happening around the islands, you and your friends are never too far away?
I feel like you know.
Yeah, I know,
Dog.
but it's more of a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. It happened. I'm sorry. I feel a little sick right now. Could we talk while walking?
Yeah, okay.
How did you
she
end
says,
up here?
well, that's actually what I came here to talk to you about. She looks over to you, puts a hand on your shoulders, and like steadies you a little bit as you like gain your bearings again. She says, major shit is about to go down tomorrow at the third trial. Major shit.
Okay.
I
Any
came here to
more
warn you.
specific? Like,
She looks around both ways and she says, on this island, there are already several individuals of note congregating, which can never mean anything good. For example, one in particular, your former captain Aramis, is on the island, skulking about somewhere, planning something. I don't know exactly what, but I can always sense when he's around. If you remember, sorry, this is a little bit of addendum, Draga's gauntlet is the twin pair of Aramis's. Though they have different functions, they can always kind of sense each other when each other is close by. And she's like, I know for a fact Aramis is here. And that's not the only thing. Aramis is here. I know that there is a fleet of Gallon Republic ships en route. I know that the Laki Navy is en route. And beyond that, I know that the Red Wraith is en route.
okay, well, that's a lot that's happening.
Ooh.
Quickly, Alok will just move his hand over Draga's head just to see if it hits any horns.
Does not hit any
Okay,
horns. It's not Aramis this
so he
time
just
around.
sees her like wave his hand over her head.
And she's like, okay, so
It's just
I see what you did
double-checking.
there.
Yeah.
And you
been
see she
duped many
says,
times.
she looks at you and she says, what the fuck is that? And you guys both turn and you watch Ebony in her werewolf form galloping straight right past you at like Mach speed back towards the cottages.
Okay.
We cut over to Ruby. Ruby, you watch Gallet drink a potion, get a smooch in, and then collapse on the side of the hill. At the same time, you feel your body like get heavy and weak for a second, but your natural like dwarven fortitude against poisons like completely like negates it. You push it away. This was a DC 20 con save, so it's very fortunate
Wow.
that the
Wow,
both
thank
of you guys
God.
saved
That's
here.
amazing.
Actually, Gallo, go ahead and give me a con save as well
No.
with
Yay.
advantage.
Sick. You know what? I have good vibes about this one though. It's con save. 1, 2. Well,
Okay.
no.
So you are kind of like laid out as well, but you get the sense that whatever concoction Ebony fed to you, it was enough to like stymie kind of the effects of the poison. Whatever it was going to do to you, it has been arrested to a high degree. You're probably you get the feeling that though right now you are laid out, paralyzed, and kind of like having a hard time moving, that this will pass soon enough. So Ruby, as you fight that off, you realize whatever happened to you looks very similar to what happened to Gallet, except Gallet probably just wasn't able to fight it off. You also notice that Gallet is in his normal form, by the way. You don't have any context as to why that happened, but you did see him transform.
You lovesick little boy. Can I do a medicine check just to make sure?
Yeah, you can rush over there, give me a medicine check.
Okay.
I love Ruby saying that like over the top of his body.
Incredible.
Oh boy.
On a
Nice.
3-1, you can tell that the poison that has been administered is an extremely powerful paralytic agent. And you quickly deduce that it must have been placed into the tea that was served to you by the wolf spell girls.
No. Did Suma even have that? Because like, didn't they trans right away?
I just
That was
assume
the
you guys all
intention,
have
but
hard
I'm
to...
happy to be the guinea pig for this horrible thing. I'll be a plot point.
Okay. So then I guess I'll realize then that Sumo needs to be checked up on, as does Ayla. Okay. Do I
All
see
paralyzed
Ayla?
on the
Like-
ground. I try to say anything, but the most I can get out is oh.
I will say, as soon as we saw the werewolf run by, I think Alok would kind of click like, uh-oh. So he would be running there, so it's up to you how that time would work out. But he'd be running to Gallet.
Yeah. Suma, we cut down to the cottage. You are welcome to have not partaken of the tea at all. It was like a narrated thing that you guys kind of like had tea and biscuits. But if you think that you would have abstained from that, you are welcome to make that call. If you think Sumo would have said no to biscuits and tea.
I could really see it going either way. How about we roll for it?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll just do I'll flip a coin, I guess. On a 1, I drank it. On a 2, I didn't drink it. Okay, guess I
Okay.
didn't.
You are sitting there
I am asleep
trancing.
though. Yeah, or trancing.
You are trancing. Give me a I guess a perception check with disadvantage because you are trancing.
Mhm.
Disadvantage.
Oh, sorry, I forgot
Or do
immediately
you
what
have?
you said.
Okay. On a 13, your trance is broken after a little while. So this doesn't happen immediately. Maybe like the trip over to this was not a very fast acting agent. This was definitely intended to take a little bit of time. Because something that you guys, like the rest of you, kind of put together is that if we were getting poisoned, it was probably the intention was for us to not all be in the same spot, so that if some people broke out of it, they couldn't defend the others, if that makes sense. You guys were all taken away to kind of different places, allowed to kind of just leave and wander about. They knew that Ebony was going to take Gallet off somewhere else, and kind of assumed that the rest of you were like going to other places in town. You did not drink any of this, but they did wait for you to trance in order to spring their plot. Your trance breaks, you peek one eye out as you sense a shadow like looming over you, and you watch all 3 of you wolf spell girls hurl spells at you simultaneously. Go ahead and give me another Constitution saving
What happened to
throw.
the RP thing? I thought this was an RP session.
No, this is
Chill
this
RP
is the
session?
chill part of the session. Yeah.
Yeah.
On a 14, you feel a hold person spell, unless you have any counter spells left.
Nope.
You
Certainly
feel a
not.
hold person spell constrict your body, and you watch as the rest of the girls begin to hammer away at you.
Mm.
Oh.
Just like that time.
Who has the earrings?
Not me.
Not you?
I think it's
I
you and
do.
Ruby. Yeah.
Oh,
It's Gallant
okay.
Yeah.
Ruby, yeah.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
god.
The last thing that you hear before you slip into unconsciousness as like a bevy of spells gets like blasted in your direction as you are paralyzed is the door to the cottage being kicked down and a loud growling. We cut
Here.
from that to Alok rushing over. Draga a little bit further behind. Alok, as you reach the cottage, trailing in the wake of Ebony, you get to the door, and all you see is just blood everywhere. The moment, like the smell of fresh blood assaults your senses. As you step in, you see a massive, hulking Ebony.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I was running towards
Yeah.
Gallet.
Are you going towards Gallet?
Yeah, I have
never mind.
I have no idea anything
You
happened
go
to Suma.
towards Gallet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's even better,
I'm sorry,
actually.
Suma. He doesn't know.
No,
You
I
go
love
towards
it.
Gallet. Okay, you go
truly
towards
love it.
Gallet.
Oh,
Okay.
Goodbye.
But there's blood everywhere.
I'm sorry. So like he thought it was just like a sickness, so he doesn't know anything happened to anyone else. He just assumed something happened to Gallet
Absolutely.
because the werewolf ran away. Like quickly.
Absolutely. You reach
So-
Gallet. Ruby is hanging over him, perfectly fine, but Gallet is still paralyzed. But it seems to be wearing off. Gallet, you begin to regain some movement in your fingers, and your arms. As you rush over, you see Ruby. You guys are all together now. Draga is just kind of there, hanging out. Wow, seems like you guys got yourselves in some kind of a pickle here. What's going on?
Why is Draga here? Wait, why was
That's a
Ruby
really good
here?
question, but there's a
Hi,
lot
Gallet.
of questions. What happened? What's going on?
Did you feel that poison? Did you feel something?
Poison? I
Were
mean,
we
I
all
felt
poisoned?
sick. Was there poison?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think we
I
were all
think-
poisoned.
I think we were poisoned.
I think
But I don't-
immediately, no other words, Alek's gonna run away to the cottage
By
now.
your girlfriend.
Because I feel like that would click, but... Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Alok,
Bye.
no words. You run.
I'll catch up. You, Ruby, go after him. I'll catch up with you guys.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm
Should I
good.
roll you? Draga, can you?
Can you just like carry me? Actually,
Can
You're
you-
strong.
I'm strong. Yeah, I could carry you.
Just carry me.
Right?
Okay, yeah. Ruby, you lift up Gallet, and Draga's just like summons a bag of popcorn and is just eating, like fast stepping along with you guys to see
Okay.
what's going on. Alok, you rush over, and again, you smell the blood, and you see Ebony's hulking body. And as you enter the door, you see the limp corpses of the other 3 wolf spell girls ragdolled and tossed about in various places in the cottage. Ebony is there. She's on her knees, heaving, and you see she has 2 of her big clawed hands, like trying to pump, like CPR, do CPR on Suma. You get there first, Alok. What do you do?
So much adrenaline. He just got here quickly. I'm gonna roll to see how quickly he can recognize that she's not attacking Suma.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's so in line for Suma to have made those ragdolls. So like,
Yeah.
he's gonna.
Mm.
I don't know. Should that be an insight or an intelligence? Or like medicine? What do you think would make sense?
I think this is a wisdom thing.
Okay, you want to just do straight
I kinda-
wisdom then?
Yeah, give me a straight,
Yeah,
just an
that's
insight
good.
check. A straight insight check.
Oh, okay. Well, that'd be
Hmm.
plus 0. Actually, no, what that'd be.
That's a
insight.
big scary thing right by down Suma.
In the heat of the moment, you think that Ebony is hurting Suma.
Okay. Well. Steady aim. And I don't. Alok's not a man of many words. He's a man of just doing things. So he's gonna just shoot with steady aim. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sure this won't kill.
Don't get a
I-
natural 20, please, and thank you.
That would be very unfortunate. I am sorry. Okay. Not.
A 23. Okay, that hits.
All right.
Okay, 28 damage. That boom hits her right in the shoulder and like kind of staggers her back a little bit. She like moves away from Suma's body. You look over to her and her eyes are open. And as they set upon you, they begin to turn red, like a blood red. Then she raises her claws and you see there is a bit of resistance, like she doesn't know what to do. And she reaches out and like slashes her own arm as if she is trying to force herself not to hit you. You watch as she takes her claw and like as she staggers over to you, she like diverts her arm at the last second, gashes herself in her own arm. You see Suma on the ground. Suma, give me a death save.
I would love to. When they were hitting me while I was held personed, did I already fail any like from that, or did I
No.
just? Drop?
I'm gonna
Okay.
say they just dropped you.
Okay, cool.
And were interrupted before they could do the coup de grace.
Okay, just checking.
Alok at this point also has drawn another arrow, but he's hesitating.
Okay. At this moment, Ruby, you come in with Gallop in tow. You walk in. She
What?
tosses Gallop into the room so you can see.
What is happening? Oh my god, so much blood! What?
Yeah, Gallop, you have movement of your neck. Like everything from neck up, you can move.
Oh.
Neck below, you cannot move right now.
This is bad! What's going on, guys? Ebony!
think
I don't know.
I would toss Gallet and then run to Suma.
I'm
Please.
right by the pool of blood! It's getting closer! No!
Alok will run over to Gala and just move a little bit away.
You see, she
Thank you,
says,
buddy!
Bushel, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh, I haven't
sorry.
even told her my name, have I?
I didn't know until I
Fine.
smelled it on your breath.
Yeah, it's fine. Are you okay? God, you're the one that. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. I can't do it myself. I'm gonna need your help. Hey, Luck, pick me up and let me give her a hug.
Okay. Okay, Alok's gonna like pick him up and like hold him like he's like him, like hold him
Oh my
against him and like
God.
hug him as Alok, but
You
like
see,
with
she goes,
Gallet.
wait, before you do that, I need to show you. She takes one claw and like scrapes it down her
Oh.
chest, ripping her dress, like up to here to her sternum. And as she forcibly transforms herself back to her human form, you see carved on her chest, like right here, is the mark of the Red Wraith.
Oh.
Her claw is one of the only things sharp enough to pierce the dress. She shows you the mark. It is pulsing red. Suma, it reminds you a little bit of what
I'm
was
dead.
happening. Oh, sorry. If Suma were alive, the rest of you would recognize because you guys were all there. It reminds you guys a little bit of what was happening with Suma's father, all the way back in the Sunrise Isle when he was resisting the Red Wraith's influence. You see the mark is pulsating. Ruby, you are the only person who can heal Suma right now. Did you just do that instantly?
Yes,
Okay.
with my last spell slot.
Okay.
Oh baby, glad you had
baby.
one more.
Yeah.
One more.
Your last spell slot goes out. Suma, you are back up and breathing, your body battered and tired. But you see, Suma, give me a wisdom check, an insight check, or maybe an intelligence check just to quickly piece together what's happening around here.
Alrighty.
On 21, your eye flickers from the bodies of you, so you know you were attacked by the other wolf spell girls.
Mhm.
You look around, you see they have been defeated in short order, and you see the mark on Ebony's chest, the mark of the Red Wraith. And you see Gallet being weekend at Bernie's
Mhm.
at
It's
Ebony's general direction. And you remember what you had to do to help your father break the seal. From prone on the ground, having just been resuscitated by Ruby, is there anything that you say to Gallet or to anybody in this situation?
Remind me, that was a year ago. How did we break the curse? I think I just like appealed to my sonliness and his fatherliness, but I don't remember exactly if there was a
That is
spell
basically what you did. That is basically
Yeah.
what you did.
I mean, I think that Gallet's sort of on the right track. It seems like he is trying to get through to her. So I'm gonna, I guess, just leave it alone. I don't feel like I'll give it another,
Okay.
minute to see if he
Give me a
does
minute to
sort
see
of
if I
the-
bungle it.
Yeah.
Gallet, your arms are dead weight. Your legs are limp. You are being carried by Alok, who is not the strongest character of all
No.
time. But you have your words. What do you say to Ebony in this moment as the mark on her chest is forcibly controlling her actions to an extent?
This isn't you. You're doing good. Keep on fighting it. You know you made mistakes in the past, but you're better than before. Things are bad right now,
When you say
but
that,
it's gonna get better.
I'm a monster. Look what happened to my friends again.
Look what happened to my friends since you were here. They're alive. I'm alive. I don't think I would have done as well either. I still have a friend thanks to you.
Give
You're-
me
Yeah.
a persuasion check.
I have a human determination from the beholder thing. So I'll use that here.
Okay.
Thank God for that. Persuasion. Let's see. 1, 2.
Okay. Oh, Jesus
Um,
fucking Christ.
Wow.
It's hardly fair.
We still have yet to howl at the moon together. Can you have draped me over her at this point?
You see, she reaches down. She grabs one of the cinder blocks that is like a part of like the fireplace type thing. She like rips it clean from the fireplace with
Oh,
one hand and just throws it at the ceiling of the cottage. It just bursts straight through, like breaking a hole into it, and through that hole, the full moon shines through. And as you are draped over her shoulder, she goes, "Ow!"
It happened.
God. What a horrible start to a relationship of any kind.
I have to know if you howl as well. I
Yeah,
simply must know.
1000%.
Okay, but I have to hear it. So the tableau is this. Ruby, you're still crouched over Suma. Suma, your head has been like propped up by Ruby's hand, and you are like both watching. Elok is like doing this, like balancing Gallet on Ebony's shoulders, and they're just both going, "Oh!" in the fucking moonlight streaming in through the hole in the roof of the cottage.
And Drog is
And
there, right?
and Drog is
Just
there. This is incredible. Oh my god. Something happens in this moment. There is, in the echoing resonance of that howling under the full moon, like the frequencies of your howling together are like harmonizing in such a way. You guys feel a heavy presence in the room. The ground shakes a little bit, as if something large has impacted upon it. Boom, 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 boom. And for a moment, hovering over the two of them, you see in a glistening, glimmering, kind of ethereal shimmering in the air, you spy the silvered silhouette of a massive wolf that seems to be circling around them in this putrid black-red mist that is like oozing out of the seal on her chest is like pulled out of her, and as it like the last bit of it like clinging onto her skin like tendrils, almost like little hands coming out, gets ripped away. You see this wolf eats it, and as it does, its eyes flash a bright silver and it vanishes into nothingness. Gallet and Ebony do not see this wolf, but they feel its presence. And as Ebony's body grows weak, similar to Gallet's, they both just kind of collapse on the floor as like both of the pillars have just lost their structural integrity. You guys just collapse together. Gallet, you were able to crane your neck and see that the mark on her chest has disappeared.
By the way, Ebony, my name's actually Gallet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a cool name.
it's not as cool as yours.
And then she passes out. You guys sit there in stunned silence next to 3 corpses and the collapsed bodies of 2 total dweebs who have just like fallen into a pile.
We've
after
truly
howling.
fallen in love.
And the danger passes. Suma, you are able to breathe easy again. The danger has passed for you, and you guys are okay. You see Draga says, "Yeah, that's Alok. That's what I was at least trying to warn you about. But there was a big wolf thing, and then we were running, and then I had to get. Yeah, I was eating popcorn for half of it, but
Yeah. This
he's
is a lot to
coming.
take in.
Yes, I know. He's coming, and he's coming soon. I have reason to believe that he's going to show up in the middle of the task during the
Who's
quadrimerge
coming?
competition. Oh, hi there, Gallant.
lot.
The Red Wraith.
Okay.
And many more.
Crap.
Boy.
Red Wraith? Here. Red Wraith
Yes.
here.
Huma, I can't get up. Are you okay over there?
There's also 2 armies coming, guys. We have a lot to talk about.
2 armies? What?
Yeah.
Oh
What?
no.
What the fuck is going on?
What
What
just
are any of you
happened?
talking about?
This
A
is-
lot happened real quick.
This is one of the strangest nights we've had in a long time.
Yeah. Go ahead and everybody give me an investigation check.
Can I do it with
Mythology.
disadvantage?
Wow, that
Sure.
tracks. I do not.
Alright, so it's just a 6.
Oh wow, that's so funny. Oh my god.
Wow.
Ruby and Sumo, why do you guys fail your investigation checks? I would just like you let
No,
me
like
know.
crap. I am weakened from blood loss, and I'm also like vaguely, that's a lot to take in. I don't know.
Alok, you are the only person who is like kind of in his senses right now. I think Ruby, maybe you're just laughing so much at Gallant and Ebony
I think Alok did so
because it
much
is very
running.
amusing.
Alok did so much running, he still has like so much adrenaline that he's just
Yeah,
hyper
adrenaline still
aware.
pumping. You are the only person to think to examine the corpses. Similar to Ebony, the other girls as well have marks of the Red Wraith on their skin.
I point that out to Suma because I don't think Alok knows what to do about that, or if it means anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a look, but I think. Wait. Now I feel like that like zaps Suma on high alert in case they start becoming undead or something.
Yeah.
Can I like do some sort of arcana to see if they are about to like rise or
Yeah.
they maybe have that ability? I'll give it a shot. 21.
On a 21, they for sure do. And
They
you probably
do.
don't have that much time. You probably have like this small window of
Okay.
time. You recognize it fast enough to be able to know, oh right, that's what happened kind of before with like those guards on the Sunrise Isle a year ago.
Second follow-up question. I feel like Suma doesn't even know if it matters, but did they start making the potion already? Like, where are the ingredients?
Oh,
that's
if they
a good
sabotaged,
question.
oh, that would have been real bad.
You see that they were making their potion properly.
Mhm.
But you recognize also that in the other cauldron, that's what they were used to quickly brew up that paralytic poison.
I see.
So kind of like they're like, oh, they don't know anything about potions. Let's just do this right now. And
Yeah.
they, dose the tea with it a little bit. But the ingredients are intact.
Okay. Do I feel like, and this is all just a very fast sort of assessment by sight, do I feel like if I took the remaining ingredients, I could make our portion of what we would need?
Yeah, I would say that they have already gone down the road of like mostly having finished. So the last part of the potion is adding those the locks of hair of those who need to be released. So that's the last portion. So they had not done that yet. So you can just do that portion for your people.
I feel like as soon as I sort of have this epiphany moment, I'm just going to start ordering people around. Like, you grab those vials, put the potions in there. We got to go now.
I can't move still.
I will also
Ruby
remark
will
that
carry you.
you guys, I would say, Suma, on a 21 that you can just destroy the bodies to prevent them.
That's
from
true. Or
rising as undead.
perhaps either that, or if it would be quicker, then a couple of us just need to like burn these bodies.
Yeah, that's definitely an option.
Take them out of the tent. I guess that's probably more efficient. Take them out of the tent and just like make a pile. And I feel like as he's doing this, he's having the existential crisis of like, this is such a horrible thing to do. I look crazy just like being like, set these bodies on fire. But yeah, I think he just like starts like telling people to do things because he's like, we can't deal with those people right now. Like if they rise.
We see Draga says, "Hey, if it doesn't mean, it doesn't matter, I'll do it for you."
Yeah, he'll take her up on that and he'll just start like helping as much as he can. He's not strong or healthy, but he'll,
You guys look
get
like you guys can discuss
firebolt
today.
out or
So
something.
she takes the bodies and she like goes off into like deeper into the forest to dispose of them, leaving you guys here to continue the brewing of the potion. Gallet, by now as Draga goes, you feel like your whole upper body has been freed from this poison now.
Okay. If you bring me somewhere I can sit, I can help with the potion. But before that, I try to like scooch to like, I don't know, a curtain and just put that over Ebony. Just like it's all bloody and all that, but like there's nothing that's not bloody in this room at this point.
Yeah. Gallant, as you are sat onto a chair, give me, I guess, give me a religion check with advantage.
Oh, hype. 1, 2.
Okay. On a 19, you feel something. Some kind of power. You sense it in the air, a power that is imperceptible to anybody else in this room.
I still have my little glass piece.
Indeed, you look down at the glass piece and you see that it is shining. And you put it together very quickly, as your body was like made contact with Ebony's, that glass shard made contact with her. And you feel that you felt the presence of Laki's spirit in the room, and that it was able to dispel the Red Wraith's possession abilities. And it clicks into your head. Laki is the patron goddess of freedom.
Yeah.
And her kind of like essence being inside of the shard, this piece of a mural that was, cherished by somebody who was a devout worshiper of Laki, it became over time imbued with that essence, with that prayer, with that divinity. And because it was in contact with her, when you inspired her to fight against it, her desire for freedom was enough that it brought out that divine essence and removed the seal from her in a way that will not compromise her in the future. If you recall, Suma's father kind of like brute forced it. And in doing so, sacrificed a great deal of his like strength and like life force to do so, and at the same time summoned a big cursed creature with a top hat that attacked you guys. And the top hat was very sinister and powerful. But this time around, none of that happened. It just kind of dissipated. And so you feel in this moment that this thing still has like life to it. Like it's not used up yet. You figure that you have maybe found the first thing that you are aware of that can take away the Red Wraith's possession over a person.
I just give it a little kiss. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Laki. And I just put it away. A little bit sad, a little bit happy. But I guess I should mention it. Hey, Suma.
Yeah.
I think I got somewhat of a reliable way to take the mark away now. Laki and all that.
Excellent. That's amazing.
Oh, I guess maybe I should have shown Ruby. I show Ruby. Can you smell or like feel any any religious essence?
Um,
I'm sorry, so
Sure.
many things have been smell based recently. It's throwing me off on other senses.
let me check out this essence.
It's like when
Yeah,
you
go
when
ahead
you
and give me-
actively think about breathing.
Give me a perception check, Ruby.
Perceive.
Okay. Ruby, you have been in contact with some divine artifacts before, namely the Eye of Priscilla. This shard bears a similar, like, magical signature to the Eye of Priscilla, but on a much smaller scale. Like, the Eye of Priscilla could, like, literally summon storms and, like, shoot lightning and, like, vaporize people and stuff like that, like, change the weather. This thing is very limited in what it can do. If it's not, like, was not created specifically by a god or consecrated by a god. It is merely empowered by prayer. But it does carry that, like, divine energy inside of it.
Wow. Whoever put their faith into this shard, they had a lot of hope. And
So you feel my dad.
You feel my dad. Yes, Ayla.
Did the rest of us see the giant silver wolf?
Yes,
Okay.
you guys did see that.
Uh,
Gallet and Ebony did not because they were howling.
right.
We were one with Laki in that moment. It's different.
Yeah, howling is kind of an eyes closed endeavor, I feel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah,
But they did feel
Alex's
it.
definitely thinking about that then, because that was cool. Yeah. Like, he's not talking right now to anyone. There's so much to think about that just happened.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
Yeah. As things calm down, Alok, you are able to break the news to them of what you learned from Draga as Draga disposes of the bodies in the woods.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess he would
Well.
because he mentioned everything else, but he hasn't mentioned Aramis yet. So he will say that to everyone else. Also, just to add on all the other craziness that's happening, that's gonna happen tomorrow. Aramis is currently on the island, according to Draga. So keep an eye out for that.
That weirdly makes me feel better, and I can't tell you why.
That is very
I'm
weird.
really happy that I know this Ebony is the real Ebony.
Yeah. I mean, you should, just in case, always move your hand over someone's head. It's not awkward at all, and it is a good double check. So I'd recommend that. I'm gonna go write down to my notes and my thoughts and think and. See
Oh my
how-
god, making Ebony Aramis would have been the meanest.
Yeah, that would
thing
have been
opening.
so
Actually.
mean.
Would have
When
was
I heard
awful.
about the Aramis thing, I'm like, oh no, please don't.
Oh boy.
That would have been so effective at messing with Galen.
No, Ebony's my favorite character now.
Yeah.
She is my OC. Please do not steal. So
Yeah.
could never do that to her. She's too cool. In that moment, there is you guys hear. I think Ruby, you picked this up first with your passive perception. There is a heavy set of footsteps stomping up towards this cottage.
Uh-oh.
Again, remind you that there is no more door to the cottage.
Wait, hold on. I still have something in my ring of spell storing. I cast Major Image to make it look less bloody.
You cast Major Image. Neat, perfectly organized cottage. You spy the silhouette of Dwayne the
I do it.
Iceberg Johnson
Yeah, what a champ!
walking up and he
Dwayne.
goes, "Well, look at you guys. How's it going in here? Took me a while to find you."
Find us?
It's going. Has things been happening in the camp? Just wondering, like, how crazy have things been? Anything of note?
Yes, well, I wanted to report that it seems Inkwell has already managed to. Apparently, the second task, it looks like you guys kind of already know what's going on, given by the fact that you are brewing a potion of some sort in here. It looks like second task was to free heads of houses from strange arcane locks and whatnot. Inkwell University has apparently already done that.
Oh, crud. We're no longer in first. No, this is bad.
Which is strange because apparently they did not brew any kind of potion whatsoever. So I thought I would let you guys know.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
rather important.
I also kind of hung around eavesdropping when a strange rhyming man came to give them hint for next task. I didn't catch all of it. Its meaning was a little bit arcane. He was kind of like, it seemed like the whole rhyming thing was more of an impediment to his ability to communicate. It really seemed incredibly inconvenient to deliver exposition in that way. But he basically said something like that the next challenge would involve, well, all of you guys will be separated during the next challenge.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's not
That's
good.
perfect for us. We are trained in that.
Everyone's showing up, and we all have to split up, and that's a good thing.
That is
That-
all that
Alex writing,
I
that was
can
That
say.
seems really tailor-made to kill us.
Well,
All right, well,
if
Yeah.
the other teams can do it, I don't think
Taylor, it's what are we gonna even be doing with all of us separated?
So I don't know how this is going to affect your guys' like battle strategy. If you guys have like set like, combo moves that
Oh,
you
we
guys
do.
or something
Yeah.
like that. Like,
The
one
old
guy
1-2.
tosses somebody up and the other person like shoots them. I don't know how you guys fight, but
Wow, wait, why don't we have any combo moves? We should
No,
really.
not really.
You know what? You're
Not
actually
that
right there. I feel like we could.
Right now would be a very
Dang.
inconvenient time to start working on that though, because it would be useless for tomorrow. But
Yeah, I guess this is not proper time. But when we get back on the ship, you better know we're working on them. I have no clue what we'd be doing, but we're working on them. Thanks, Dwayne. Did you have like cool combo moves with your team?
oh yes. So like one guy would like make ice go underneath people and it would knock them up in air.
Oh,
And then
okay.
other guys would like jump up and then like hit them while they're in the air and smash them down. We had this cool thing where like one guy would like freeze somebody, and like we had swordsman guy who would like do this and then like sheathe their sword, and when he clicked into place, ice would shatter. Very cool. Not very effectful against big dragon, but back in the day it was pretty tight.
I mean that's. We might be able to steal that. I mean, can you? You know, I say towards Suma, aka Hell. I was looking for your name, Hell.
Oh.
Can you do that?
I might be able to learn. Sounds cool as fuck.
You haven't tried that already?
I mean, not ice specifically. I can't say I've tried that, but being more fire based. But I don't know. Could maybe make it work somehow.
By the way, the Phantom really catching on.
really,
Yeah, a lot
The
of
Phantom?
really
I
like,
feel like it's I
really
caught
like
on
that
fast.
name. It's really spreading. It's verbal wildfire.
I didn't really want it to be like
Much like the fire from the dragon that ended my hopes and dreams. Anyway,
That's rough. I didn't really want it to be like a popular name. I just didn't want such an obvious name.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe I'll have to brush up
Pretty
another one.
pretty sick name. Pretty sick name.
Hey, question, Dwayne. You
Yeah,
have
what's up?
more experience with it. If you lost the majority of your team for this, you'd be disqualified due to lacking the persons, right?
Almost, yeah, guaranteed. Yes.
All right. Just something I wanted to keep in mind. That's all.
Yeah. That's the quadramage competition, not like
Yeah,
what would you
not
even
the
call it if it
single.
wasn't quadramage? Like what? Try wizard? That doesn't even work. That sounds
No.
awful.
Everything works in fours and only fours. It was never 5.
A dual
Canon.
caster? I don't know. Dual caster? A dual? I don't. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. PR
But
marketing
yes.
nightmare.
Yeah. So try not to lose any of your members before you go. Before tomorrow.
Yeah.
Apparently, they were told just to show up tomorrow at the appointed time with the 4 freed heads of houses, and that would constitute, success in second trial, and the third trial will begin immediately.
Yeah, question. Is Dwayne wearing a shirt?
Dwayne, no.
So his chest is fine. Like there's no
Yeah.
mark? Okay.
No mark on Dwayne. They were all shirtless the whole time.
Yeah. I thought so, but I just wanted to double check. He might be like a polo kind of guy.
It's too warm in this climate.
We must now ask everyone we meet to disrobe.
Please,
Shirts
lift your
off.
shirt.
Prove who you
Not
are.
personal.
Shirts off.
It's for science.
Yeah,
I promise.
I think Gallet, it kind of like sinks into you why she got so cagey about when you asked.
Yeah, no.
how
I
things were
I
in
put it
Laki.
together. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm touching on a subject, and I try to get closer. Like, what is it? The family thing? No,
You get the sense that she probably wasn't able to speak about it.
but she was
I think
actively aware.
It sinks in that like it is likely that only somebody who is truly not like other people would be able to
course.
resist the influence of the Red Wraith to such an extent that she was able to defy direct orders, protect Suma, give you the antitoxin, and basically fight against all her base instincts.
MVP.
I guess use her instincts. It's almost like actually what you probably get is that like the seal was stronger on her human self, but it didn't affect as strongly her werewolf form.
Makes
Because
sense.
the wolf was like going off of like base instinct instead of being like mind control. It was too like just instinctual. This is the person that I care
Werewolves
for.
are hard to control.
Yeah, and he cares for
historically.
his friends. I'm gonna protect his friends because he kept mentioning how important they were to you. You get the sense that is why all of that went down. Dwayne
I'm
goes,
totally gonna ask her to join their crew, guys.
Well,
That's
if
fine.
that's everything, then I suppose that is we're good. We're even, right? I helped you out and stuff.
I mean, yeah, of course. If you want to keep up a working relationship, that's up to you. If you want to wash your hands clean, that's fine too. If you do, just keep in mind, be super careful tomorrow. Things are probably going to go down more than just the mage battles. So maybe lay low.
Okay, I'll do my best to get the fuck out of
Don't
Dodge.
don't come to school tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I'll tell my friends. Thank you again. And
Thank
he
you.
leaves. Also, smells much like blood in here. I don't know where that smell's coming from, but
Potion
gross.
ingredients.
Potions.
I swear everyone's sniffing more.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, right. All right. Just wanted to say. And then he leaves. At this point, Alox, you just tell everybody, like all the stuff you heard from Draga.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So you guys are aware that the Laki Navy is. Well, you guys kind of already knew that with Gawain coming over here, but there are even more ships coming from the mainland itself.
Oh wait, I take out the sending stone to the ship and let them know, like a warning. Like, hey
Yeah.
guys, lots of people who picks it up.
You hear, Captain, it is very good to hear your voice again. It is me, Nico.
It's been a
I'm
while.
pretty sure I
huh,
had a
Nico?
French accent.
Pretty sure as well. It changes with time. Just letting you know so you can let the crew know. Lots of ships coming, red rates coming. Anything else I'm particularly forgetting? Just generally lots of ships that are reversed to our living.
2 armies. Yeah.
2 armies.
Very
Very
well.
well.
Well, it is
Yeah,
actually
probably.
quite a coincidence that you called me at this time. Actually, there's someone on the ship that is asking for you guys.
Oh, really? Who?
Yeah, I don't really recognize
Wait, hold on. Let me put you on speaker.
Yeah, speaker send.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm on speaker. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm
Hi.
sure you're all
Nico.
looking very beautiful tonight.
As are you, I'm sure.
Well, there is a woman here. She says her name is Tracker. Don't think I have
That's an
encountered her
old
before.
name.
That is an old name.
Wow.
That's
That
a
is a-
massive
that's
coffin.
That's
deep
from
fucking
like the
gut.
first
You're
island,
bringing
right?
back all the
That's
Yeah.
from,
That's from
Lagan?
Lagan.
Yeah,
That's
wow.
from Lagan.
Jesus, that's like 3 or 4
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3.
Hey,
Yeah,
Suma,
yeah.
you got your sendings yet?
No, my rest was interrupted, sadly.
All right, can you put her on the phone? A sending
Yeah.
stone?
Oh, yes. Here you go. You hear Tracker's voice, which you have not heard in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised you guys actually remember her. I thought I was gonna have to do a whole thing.
That's a
about you
really
because you
No,
are-
specific
I
name.
remember.
I think like a year ago you had like a little, or actually was that in one of our? Was she in our one shot?
I don't think
No,
so.
I did
No.
do a little.
Oh,
like,
maybe
I was
When
trying to
we
do,
did
like,
the one where
Queen.
we were on Laki.
I was trying
I
to do
think
like
maybe-
recaps of every session, and I think
That
I
might be what
put
it
her in
was.
there.
I do feel like I remember
Um,
hearing her more recently.
She goes,
Recently.
"Hello, friends. I recognize it has been quite some time since last we spoke. I'm going to keep this brief. I have intelligence related to the Red Wraith that may be of interest to you. I have had the opportunity to be in. Are we over a secure line? Is this a secure line?
We have a
Um,
VPN, yeah.
uh, what would that be? Virtual private?
very pirate.
Wait, no,
network.
it's not virtual.
Very pirate.
pirate.
I love that.
Yeah, this is a very pirate network. How can we help you?
I am not privy exactly to the exact meanings of everything that I overheard, but the Red Wraith seems to be convinced that the prize he seeks will be revealed tomorrow on the final day of the quadrimage competition.
Revealed?
Yes, he has apparently been seeking a thing, or I believe it is an individual that will be revealed to the world, or whose presence will make itself known to the world. And he is arriving. He is en route and is set to arrive within the day, in order to claim that which he seeks.
How many people are after your child, Suma?
Everyone.
I
Everyone.
This is really
You know
bad.
what? I've never really thought too much about how hard it is to be a parent, but apparently
Ah?
it's really
Huh?
difficult.
At this point, I don't suggest it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But okay, so we should probably come up with a plan of getting your daughter and getting out of Dodge. I don't think we can fight everyone at once after a test that will probably take us to the limit. So I think hey, oh dang, does I don't think it's very viable for us to all get on the Reaper, just due to probably the blockade. I think we'd have to go inland once we get your daughter. If we get your daughter.
Well, we were going to go to the Feywild, right? I mean, that's a different plane of existence.
That would be hard to follow.
And Alok, you can do portal stuff with your amulet, right? Maybe we can
Certainly
just.
can do stuff. We'll see what happens.
I mean, yes, it would draw something into this world, but then that thing could, keep all those little armies busy and.
Yeah.
Or it could be a really horrible fey trickery thing that hurts a lot of people, but we'll see.
I'm fine with that at this point.
We don't have a lot of options, I know.
Yeah, we're not
Um,
women. Well, good news is there's good news somewhere. Give me a moment. Well, let
Yeah,
the captain think about
take
the
your time on
morale
that
of the morale of the crew.
Well, I have some good news, which is
Okay.
that little piece of glass that you have. If somehow the Red Wraith does get his hands on her, then we have maybe a second
Yeah.
chance to break away from that.
Yeah.
God forbid it happens in the first place, but if so, then
There's still chance. Once again, Laki biting the bullet to save the day.
honestly,
Heard this one 1,000
for
times
this,
before.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I wasn't before, but
Well, yeah, but she's dead,
I-
so I can see what you mean.
I've never been a man of faith, but
We've been encountering so many gods.
I feel
At
that.
this point,
Like,
it's unscientific to not be someone of faith.
not that he didn't like believe in that, but like he just didn't like, worship them particularly. But I think like seeing the big wolf an hour ago has like it moved his heart quite a bit.
Since I didn't see the wolf, I just think that the howling is what really got to your heart.
Yeah.
That probably did it
Very
too.
primal.
It's so
man.
freeing.
You see, she goes, well, that's pretty much all the updates that I had to give to you guys in particular. I still have some business here on the island. I pray our paths cross again in better circumstances.
Agreed. For sure. Yeah.
You see, she
Wait,
says,
before you go, I
Yeah.
don't think I was able to get like a truthful answer. How are things in Laki? Is the queen doing all right?
she is completely under the thrall of the Red
Oh.
Wraith.
All right, so we're gonna have to
Utterly
unthrall
and
her.
totally. Indeed. Rumors suggest that the Prince of Edelheim as well, being in such close proximity to Laki, has fallen victim as things go. I'm unsure whether or not Edelheim is sending any ships for this effort. I will tell you that in my reconnaissance, it does seem that Edelheim has their hands full at the moment, repelling an invasion force from the Claw.
Hey, let's go claw.
Well,
War's
lots of
bad, we're
things-
good.
Lots of things are afoot on the islands at the moment. But before I take leave of you and your incredibly complimentary bard friend here, I would like to ask the four of you a question. You have been at sea for quite some time now. Have you ever seen the green flash at sunset?
That doesn't at all sound familiar.
I
Have
assume
we?
no.
And I make like a check of some type.
Yes, you can all give me a history check. Gallant, you can just at advantage.
1. Oh, 2. Oops.
Oh, wow.
Dang it, still can't beat the smart people.
It is a legend. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, you guys all rolled pretty good. It is a legend that is said that when the sun sets, if you catch the sun setting at the precise moment that it goes below the horizon, a green flash goes out kind of like across the sky for but a brief moment, so that if you blink, you will completely miss it. It is an old like sailor's tale. Some people would like say use it as like kind of a metaphor to say that like, oh, the green flash is there to help calm you before the falling of night, to assure you that the sun will be back once again, to just hold out until it is light again. She goes, have you heard of it?
Yes.
That is good. You four and your crew are not the only people seeking to thwart the Red Wraith's plans. There are a number of individuals across the islands who are slowly growing wise to the corruption that is spreading out from Laki and sweeping its way across the islands. Reports of the sky and the seas turning red. Those who survive such encounters, though they are few and far between, many of them have taken up arms to attempt to stop whatever it is the Red Wraith is planning. And they have begun to call themselves the Order of the Green Flash. In case the four of you are ever in any need for assistance, it may behoove you to seek out these individuals, for they are a reminder that you are not alone in your quest. Godspeed and good luck. Tracker out.
Okay.
And she hangs up.
What a
Thanks, you need
good
to-
investigator.
Yeah, that was a really cool way to hang up too.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, we
That's
should
a
Yeah,
good sign.
hanging up. I usually just like cut communications, and sometimes it seems like Ruby is not too happy about it, but like I don't know an easy way to do so.
You
Yes.
you
But
hear
if I say
Nico
like
go,
gallop out, maybe that would. Do you think that would be good?
just so you guys know, I turned around and then when I looked back, she was gone. It was crazy.
So cool.
It was so wild.
You're on a
I-
ship in the
it's
middle
like
of the
she-
ocean. Where'd she
I have
go?
no idea how she did such a
Yeah.
thing. It was incredible. Anyway, what she was saying sounded very. Are you guys going to be okay? Do you guys require backup from the Reaper, or is there anything that you wish to do? Do you want us to leave here? What is the plan for us?
Can you tell me if I'm everyone in the crew's opinion matters? I would feel a bit safer if you weren't like right by all the ships that are coming, but like near enough where you could react. If like let's say the Red Wraith takes Suma's kid and we might have to chase, or is that a bad idea to even chase? I don't know if we're even ready for anything like this.
Definitely a good idea for them to stay out of the way of the fleets.
Yeah.
I wonder if. Well, I guess it depends on the rest of our plan. If we plan to get back on the ship, maybe they should go to the opposite side of the island. But if we're going to
The only
Feywild or
reason
somewhere else, then
the only reason I feel like it might be a decent idea is if we get your daughter and we have to skedaddle, she can power the engine and we can zoom.
yes, I was thinking of that too because she can make the engine thingy go as fast as possible. I don't know. There's something about being on the water that creeps me out now, but I guess we're we are pirates. We have a ship, so
I don't think we're
We
going
are
back to the ship. I think that this is our best chance to do the Feywild stuff, which we
Yeah,
have to
we
do.
need that.
So I think we have to do it while we're here. We might want to just send the ship away, far away. So there's
I
Yeah.
wonder if it might not be a good idea for the ship to look for this order of
You know what?
green flash.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Just looking. You guys should look for a group called the Green Flash and see if you can acquire their assistance.
But
Or,
we don't want them to leave
open.
yet though until Simon gets there, right? Or would Simon go with us to the Feywild?
We need to talk to Simon before deciding that.
Yeah.
Simon's been weird. Is it just me, or does Simon feel like he's been weird?
Everything around us has been weird, so I feel like that's just he's a product of that right now.
Well, yeah, but like Simon's consistently a certain type of weird.
I mean,
Right.
he's having. I mean, Inkwell is, it has a lot of attachments for him emotionally. I'm sure he's been feeling strange about that too, but
I think we
I don't know. We can, if we have time, we can check in with him early in the morning before everything.
Yeah. But I think it might be like a flaw for us to just like say, all right, let's take a long rest and get ready for tomorrow. I think we should do what we can to stack the deck in our favor. Call in favors. The Smiths seem
Oh, I agree.
the Smiths seem cool, so I'll look for the Smiths just to see what I can get from them. Because they seem ride or die. What else can we do?
Well, we should probably find Tink again.
Yeah.
And maybe also Vienna, Professor Vienna.
Professor Vanda.
Yes, gathering the allies before the
Yeah.
battle.
We need to stack the deck for sure. Someone.
Appropriate
think-
music.
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel crappy if I just leave Ebony there. Like she's probably going through a lot of stuff, but I'm not. I don't know if I'm the one for it, Ruby. I think your HR and therapy skills are needed. I don't want to betray her trust, but let's just say she's already had baggage about killing people close to her, and this has gotta be more trauma. So I think
Okay.
you might have to like keep an eye on Ebony.
Yes, my favorite of my skills to use.
I mean, I could give it a shot, or maybe
I feel like a
Alok.
conflict of interest. Oh,
That's a wild jump to go to. I feel like
Well, you're
fantastic.
such a calm person. I think
I don't know
calmness
if being
is.
calm is
A
necessarily
nice
what it takes.
warm glass of milk, food,
You were
Yeah,
there to
sword.
maybe the
hold
milk will
me.
help.
Yeah, the
Man, I, if maybe we can do it together. Maybe Ruby, like, we can bounce off each other. Maybe we'll be like good cop, bad cop, or actually that doesn't make any sense. But I think we can maybe work together on
Good
this.
job,
I don't know
bad
if you
girl.
should
I
you
don't know.
should
We're not
interrogate
interrogating. Yeah,
her.
I just realized that's like not really. But like maybe that kind of works here too. I don't know. I've never done this before. I don't know.
Up to win.
I think we should work on it together. I don't think I'd be good to go alone on that. If you really want me
Okay.
to.
I'm looking at my notes to see if what I had plans for, but I already stole a painting. I'm pretty sure that's usually all my big plans.
Do you need to restock on things? I'm thinking
Yeah,
about that.
I do need healing potions if we can stock up on them. Wait, we have like an alchemy set. Does anyone know how to make healing potions?
I mean, wait,
No?
Maybe?
we're in the cottage of the people, right? The Laki people. They were
Yes,
making
you are.
potions. Did they make any healing potions or any interesting potions around on the shelves?
You know what? You probably.
Ooh,
There is one potion of I think supreme healing or is it superior?
I think it's superior.
I think Boulder Gate is like supreme or something like that. Yeah,
Well,
there's
I
one.
think there's both, but I think it's different levels.
Oh, there is also supreme. Okay, one potion of superior healing, one potion of greater healing, and 3 regular health potions.
I can take 2 regular health potions.
Just in here, they had already brewed them up. They're definitely the kind of people who would be able to do that. And I will say that you probably find the recipe as well. I don't know that I want to deal with like ingredients lists and having to forage for them.
Yeah, I know that makes sense. I mean, we don't even have the time to do that.
Yeah, not really.
So we're gonna say, yeah, you find that, and I'll say you find the ingredients. You just have the ingredients to make 2 more potions of greater healing. So 2 greater healing ingredients. And if you stumble upon somebody who has the ability to use alchemy to craft healing potions, they can make those for you.
The Smiths.
Maybe.
They
Might
know
be.
poison. That's similar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They probably would be some of the few people who could do it. Okay.
We need to get to the city again for me to get my alchemy jug. Is there anything else we need to pick up from the other city that's too far away for us to go to?
Not that I can think of.
I got nothing. I'm pretty sure I already got everything.
Yeah, no, I think so.
Okay.
What do we do from here? It's been a long
It
day. It's been
drops
a long
no-
night.
Been a long day.
Oh yeah, we've been. I have a lot to think about. Wait, is Dragon still here? She's like
Well-
chilling nearby.
Yeah, she came back.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
Draga can do stuff. Draga, you probably are such an expert, you can probably just do more instead of listening to us. You seem like the type that knows what you're doing more than we do.
I'm honestly not sure why I'm here.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why. Yesha just asked me to be here.
Huh.
She said, Draga, you should make it to the quadrimage competition. Watch the final stage. And I said, hey, you want me to are you asking me to do something for you? Because I don't really do that anymore. And she's like, no. I just think that you would be interested to see and watch what happens next. So I'm not
That's
actually sure
weird.
why I'm here, but the fact that Aramis is also here can't be good.
Do you think you could locate him if you focused on trying to find him?
I could easily. Do you want me to take you to him?
Oh, alright.
Do
We're
we?
nowhere?
Boy.
I can
Is
do that.
I mean, we could ask him questions about why he's here, but it might just be Yeska said, hey.
Pull up. Shit's about
Hey,
to go
pull
down.
up.
It is weird. I would be maybe worried. I don't know why
Yeah,
she'd
it's
want
like
you here.
it's slightly worrying that so many powerful people are gathering up, and it seems like she wants more to gather up.
She does know that you're like kind of like a little bit helping us, right? Like
Yeah. I mean, I figure she assumes that I was definitely seen by members of the ring when I was helping you guys in Bar Vault. Remember that? Um, and she goes, I'm not exactly sure what is going on, but if I had to guess, she knows that Aramis is here as well. Did I ever tell you guys why Aramis and I have these gauntlets?
probably not. You
I don't
did.
think so.
These do.
If you did, it was months ago.
Yeah.
More likely like a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
maybe, if not 2 years. She says, a long time ago, when I was still kind of like in the prime, or not even like, even before my prime, I already had a reputation of being a pretty good thief, being able to sneak into places. Aramis had a reputation for not being able to die. Yeska commissioned both of us with some hefty magical and monetarial incentives to raid a little tomb, do a little, a little spelunking in an ancient ruin. It was the kind that wasn't on any maps. I had never heard of it before, which is rare for me because I'm usually pretty in the know for ancient tombs with goods to be plundered. But when Aramis and I made it there to the final room, all that was left behind to find were these two gauntlets. It is said, at least the legends go, at least what Yeska said, is that when the trickster god of magic and chaos, Kana, was slaughtered long, long ago, before Ela was sundered, that his hands were cut off, and that the essences of his hands and the magic inside of them were sealed inside of these gauntlets. See, she shows you hers. She says, this thing will never leave my hand, no matter how much I try to get rid of it. I'm not really sure. It mostly, I feel, gives me good luck. It puts me in the right place in the right time, which is why I'm never really worried. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm a pretty lackadaisical kind of person. It's because I know, for the most part, whatever I'm doing, it's going to work out to my benefit. I guess that's the kind of thing a trickster god can do. Aramis's glove has the power of deep magic. It can turn any spell into its most powerful form, taking them from others. Mine steals luck. It steals fortune. It steals me away from the jaws of death.
You haven't stolen our luck, right?
Oh, God forbid, no. If I had, I'd wager you guys would probably be dead by now.
you control whose luck you steal, or is it just like kind of just happens?
It kind of just happens. I don't know.
If
I
you
probably
can steal
could
good
work-
luck, can you steal bad luck?
Yeah, I can. I'm not sure why I'd ever do it though, but you see,
A buff.
she says, after we took those gauntlets from their resting places, instinctively, we began to be able to sense each other, even from long distances, because these are
Oh.
two halves of the same whole. As well, we gained the knowledge that we should never come into close contact with each other, or else something will happen. I don't know exactly what will happen, but I know something big will happen if the gloves are ever reunited as a set.
Gotcha, Potara earrings.
Something
knew
like
it.
that. But ever since then, me and Aramis have kept our distance from each other.
Even though Aramis really wants to die.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's going to happen isn't necessarily death. It could be something. I mean, it's the magic remnants of a trickster god. I presume something tricksy is going to happen if we
Yeah.
reunite.
I would feel remiss if I didn't also mention that the blood of that same trickster god is what made the blood of the ancients, which is what the Red Wraith and everyone in Ela apparently is looking for. So not only the two of you coming in close proximity with each other, but also with an individual who has such a high concentration of this magic.
In the same place, seems like the recipe for disaster. I know Aramis for the longest time was scared of the Red Wraith. Even though there was no indication, at least to me, that he'd ever come back. That was the one name that ever put fear into that guy's heart. You guys remember, you guys reach back all the way to the very first session of when Aramis saw the Red Wraith in the distance, he was kind of shitting his pants a little bit. He
Yeah,
freaked the fuck out.
he pieced out so hard.
He dipped from the Reaper, which is crazy.
Yeah.
She says, so if I know that the Red Wraith is coming, I feel like it's likely that he knows too, which is what makes him being here even weirder.
Can we talk to him?
Yeah. He's staying put right now. Looks to me like, you see she kind of lifts her hand a little bit. He's over by the Inkwell cottages.
Anyone against that?
I think right now there's so much going on that we need to take advantage of anything we can. So, I'm down
All
with
right,
that then.
let's.
I do want to ask before we go, Draga.
Yeah.
I trust you, for the most part.
I sure hope so.
You know, I trust you as much as you can trust someone that's like you. My question is, what is your goal in all of this? Do you want the Red Wraith dead, destroyed? What do you want out of all of this?
I look at life like one big playground. And if the slide is rusted and the swings are overturned and the monkey bars are so many pieces of scrap on the floor in the sand, then it's not much of a playground. I want him destroyed as much as you guys do. But you see, she looks at her hand and she says, I don't know what it is about me, but I've kind of always been this way, even before the gauntlet. I go where my heart tells me I should be, and I leave when my heart says I should. I just have a knack for these things, I think. And my heart's telling me I need to be here, and I'll know what to do when something I need to do shows up. And you see she looks at you, Alok, and she says, what I have to say is this, though. The fortunes surrounding the four of you are incredibly grim. I sense a looming darkness and tragedy in each of your lives. More profound than I've ever seen it in my experience having this thing. There's no way for me to ease it to an extent where whatever bad thing that's going to happen isn't going to happen, but I'll do my best to make it go a little bit better. She reaches out a hand towards you guys, and you feel something imperceptible shift in the air. Like the air just gets a little bit lighter. And each of you get 3 free rerolls
Whoa.
permanently until you use them up.
So you can give buffs.
Well, did you take bad luck from us just now?
You look at her and you see that she grows a little bit haggard. Like she kind of like her shoulders slump a little bit. Her posture shifts, but she's still smiling. And she says, "I was never going to be the hero of the story. Ever since I knew who I was, I knew that was never going to be me. I'm not the one that saves the day. But I see that in you guys. I saw it in you, kid, ever since I met you. So what I can do, I will. I can't get close to Aramis because I don't know what's going to happen if I do. But he's staying put. If I know the guy, he's probably expecting you."
Makes sense. By the way, one weird off-topic question, but I just had to
Yeah,
ask.
what's up, babe?
Have you got any like letters from Tarek Seabane?
Yeah, that guy's... Well, I did receive one recently. It was filled with the usual fluff and floweriness that I expect from that guy. But he survived. His ship was heavily damaged off the coast of Gallon, but both he and apparently the cargo he was taking over to the Gallon Republic made it there in one piece. He's actually the reason why I know that the Gallon Republic is sending ships.
That's useful.
Apparently some wind elf he took with him had business with the Storm King or something like that.
Man, we have so many people we need to catch up with. God. And we should probably go and check in with Aramis, even though that sucks. Anyone
Yeah.
against? I can feel my legs now, so no one has to carry me.
Yeah, you're not paralyzed anymore. You're good.
Yeah. Before we go, I'm just gonna quickly vial up the vials that we need of the
Yeah.
releasing potion and just take them with us.
I'll
Sure,
put
yeah.
I'll put Ebony in a bed instead of the floor.
Yeah. You see, she wakes up for a little bit and she goes, "Gallant, is that you?
Yeah. Knight in shining armor, Gallant.
You... Everyone made it? Everyone's okay?"
My crew and I are okay. And you'll
Okay.
be okay with time.
That's good.
We'll talk later.
Wait. When you see, that professor lady that you said was at the bottom of all this,
Yeah?
tell her I quit.
I'll tell her.
And then she kind of like slips back into sleep a little. Oh.
Aw. I need to gush to Suma at some point, but no.
Tomorrow. Oh wait. Maybe not tomorrow.
I'll wait in the
Evening.
middle of battle and then I'll start gushing.
Is,
You guys-
well, before we leave, is Draga coming with
Yeah.
us or is she staying back?
She's
She
staying
has to
back.
stay
Okay.
back. I agree.
She says, "I'll keep track of the girl unless you guys have something else that would be
Yeah, I
helpful
think
for me to do."
that's good.
I'd appreciate that.
Before we leave, Alok will go up to Draga and just give her a hug. And
Aw.
Alok's not a very touchy person, so it's probably like an awkward hug, and it's not very long. But he gives her a hug, and he'll back up and just as he's backing up, he checks his pockets in case she stole anything. And he'll
It's
just
good to see you.
yeah.
You
he'll-
robbed me?
She does the same thing.
We both like a coin, like I got you.
Ah.
But he'll just
Um,
say, I genuinely thank you for everything. In some weird way, in a weird like relationship, I feel like you're more of a parent than my actual parents were, so I appreciate everything.
She sighs and she looks at you and she says, "As much as that warms my heart, kid, I wish that wasn't true. I wish that you got to have a normal life."
Yeah, me too, kind of actually, but I mean it's kind of boring. So
She nods at that and she says, she looks around and she goes, "There is one more piece of information I have for you. There's not much that you can really do about it. I'm not really sure what it means, but tell more, pal. I'm fairly sure that he has agents on this island as well. I've heard rumors that he and his order have been growing in number across the islands as well, but they seem mostly to be passive observers. I'm not entirely sure if they have plans or what they might be if he does, but I thought you should know that. He's out there and he continues to have a very keen interest in you.
question, Telmore, is that the guy from Tarai? The
No,
eel
that's the guy
Or who is
from.
he?
No, that's the guy from your fucking.
Oh,
temple.
okay, sorry. That's right. It's been a while.
Right?
Yeah,
Did I get that
no,
right?
you're right. That sounds familiar. Yeah, he's the guy from my childhood.
A priest from of Terminus.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, that's right. Because he
Yes.
had the people following me or trying to find me.
yes. It's all. It's
Everything.
all. Everything's coming together at this point in time. The session was about for me was like, hey guys, so everything's happening now.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You make your way over to the Inkwell dorms.
Question.
You see there's like a little bonfire, people are playing acoustic guitar, people are going, Pinkles, Pinkles. You see Martha Pinkles, one of the people you saw in the library who was bound up, is like holding a little, mug of like beer in her hand. She's like sipping from it, and she goes, "Thanks again for saving me, everyone." Everyone's nice and happy, and you see Simon. You actually see Simon running around. He seems to be like passionately talking to people. He's making his arguments. He's like, you've never seen Simon with such a sense of confidence and poise before. But the way he's talking to everybody makes you go, who the fuck is this guy and what did he do with Simon? He spies you walking up. He goes, "Oh, hey guys!" And he rushes over, gives him a big hug. He goes, "How are you guys? Are you guys good on the second trial? It's actually already happening. It already happened."
Yeah, it's in process. We're
Okay.
almost done. But
Okay,
I think
that's-
that it was a little different for you, as I understand. How did you solve it?
Well, I don't know why, but one of the people in my group, Saimar, he told me to just try dispel magic, and then I did, and it didn't work. Then he did dispel magic, and it just dropped the chains.
Wow.
Which one is that one? Which one's Simar? I just wanted to point it
I-
out. Yeah.
You see, he points over in a corner. and you see Sai Mar, who actually, as you guys approach, stands up and like strides over to you guys. And he goes, "Well, well, well. If it isn't my favorite crew and captain."
Ah, that
No!
bitch. Wait, I want to
Screw
RP some, but I have to
you!
pee also. Can we
Yeah, I
take
have
like
to
a
pee as
2-minute
well.
break?
Yeah, we can take it too. We can take it too.
Okay, cool.
I need time to
I can't
let
touch
off my
Aramis like
aggression.
this.
I need to punch some pillows really quick.
Yes. Okay. See you in a minute.
I did it again, Sai Mar.
No!
I thought maybe you guys caught this
Son
one.
of a bitch. It is there.
It was
God damn
dropped
it.
so briefly. The whole bit where I kept seeing people kept noticing somebody's in disguise over at Inkwell. This is who I was talking about. It was Aramis
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
time.
Oh, there's Simar. There's definitely. How did we talk so much about?
Yeah, someone was like, I think Talon was like, I bet it's lickety split. And I was sitting there going, Yeah, me soft confirming. People were just like, there's definitely an imposter over at Inkwell. Ebony was like, I smell somebody who's lying.
We were even talking
anyway.
about looking at every name closely. Yeah, sorry. It's crazy.
Oh, Aramis, the gift that keeps on giving.
Like I feel like every NPC we came across, we were like, oh, look at their name. Are they? Oh, could they be him? But we never interacted with this one, so I feel like we just kind of just passed over it.
Yeah, he was just there.
I thought
in
it
the
was spelled
distance.
CY. I don't know why I thought that, so.
I might have put it in the chat at some point. I'm not sure if
I had it written down like this. Oh, well, you already have it written down there. But yeah, I had that. It was probably just a correction that we did.
Yeah, I think when I gave you guys all, I think I gave all the names of all of the contestants.
Oh, yeah,
at the
all
same
at the same
time.
time.
Yeah, no, you did for
So
sure.
Just blended right in with them.
So yeah, I blended right in, and there was a lot of like little funny, jokey ones, so that you guys wouldn't think twice about it. My favorite move.
Distracted us.
You're good. You're
Best
good
place
at it
to hide a
somehow.
tree.
You've got 4 people against you, all with their eyes peeled, and somehow you still surpass us every time.
Brett Dango, Simar. Yeah, I did write it down. Lickety Split and Matsu Wellink. I forgot one of the one of the ESU guys was named Steve Wilson for some reason.
I was trying to figure that one out.
I'm sure it was a bit. Okay. Yeah, I think did. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I gave all the names of all the. Like I typed them all out at the same time.
Mhm.
I think you guys were too distracted by Ebony Darkness Dementia Ravenway at the time,
A good decoy.
I was
and Dwayne the
distracted by
Iceberg
everything.
Johnson.
Man, it's good. I also like the idea that Aramis just like has some horrible compulsion to make every nickname.
Mhm.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
kind of has the same problem, but his
So
is-
egotistical. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can be anybody, but I can make up any name, but okay. So Aramis greets you all cordially, and he says, "To what do I owe the pleasure of all of your visits?"
Pointedly
God.
looking at Gallet.
Mhm.
After all, we are
No,
competitors right now since the other members of Wolf Spell's team kicked the bucket.
How'd you hear about that?
Well, I saw them, so I saw them in death. Don't worry, I didn't ask any of them to get on the ship or anything like that. They were compromised, as it were.
Would have been a nice
Wait.
heads up. If you
Well,
knew.
I didn't know that till they died.
Hmm. Then why were you watching?
I just, I can't control it. It just happens. I go into like a brief, like out of time pocket dimension, talk to people when they die, and well, sometimes I can just skip over it. I didn't talk to them. They seemed very upset. Anyway, beer? He hands you a mug.
I take it, but I don't sip from it. I've learned my lesson.
We've been poisoned once.
Captain,
tonight.
Captain.
Captain.
Come on, Simon, let's go. And you see he walks over to a more like private sitting area near like a bonfire that's like kind of has been abandoned as most of the Inkwell students have like gone to bed already because they're all early risers. He sits down and you see Simon goes, "Wait, you're Captain Aramis?" And he goes, "Just Aramis, Simon." And he goes, Right. Are we fighting right now?" He goes, "No, Simon, relax, chill, it's fine." He sits down and he goes, "Truly, I have no quarrel with you guys. I'm just here for my own reasons, helping out the Inkwell squad. They needed a ringer. I decided to answer the call. Question is, why are you guys
Okay.
here for?"
I feel like you should already know that.
Do I? I don't know that I do.
Well, that's a fun little thing you can figure out, huh?
Cliffhanger for tomorrow.
Seriously, so many strong people are coming over here. How is everyone freaking finding out that this is just gonna be a thing? Travel time still exists. It had
Yeah.
taken you a bit to get here, so you knew
Yeah.
somehow beforehand that everything was
Yes.
happening.
You're on the right track.
Who told you? I'm not good at this interrogation part.
Oh,
No, you are
This is where
not.
we do the good cop, bad cop, Ruby. This is it.
You were doing. You did a lot better when I was tied up that one time.
Tell us. Tell us
I
what
mean-
you know.
I still have rope, so if we need it, just let you know.
Captain Abate, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
If Ruby asked you to do something, even if it wasn't your favorite thing, even if it isn't something you wanted to do, if she came to you and she said, I need you to do this for me. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Without a hesitation, right?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like nods. He stares into his mug for a second, and you truly, I think, just passively inciting. He's making no attempt to bluster in this moment. This is a rare moment of honesty from Aramis. He says, Valere called in a favor.
Ah.
And as a captain, you should know that when your stubborn and reticent first mate, who is not one to ask for favors or help of any kind, comes to you in a moment of vulnerability and says, I need you to do this for me, well, it has a certain cachet.
Certain
I'm not
level
a
of weight.
sentimental man, but she's not much for sentiment either.
She probably has her reasons then. I trust her more than you for sure.
You'd be wise to do so.
So
After
she's
all,
doing well. Is she the queen now?
functionally speaking, yes.
Oh, that's good for her. First mate to queen. That's a big
From
jump.
my understanding, she stormed the castle of Palestrom with all of her forces that she had rounded up from across the islands in Gallon, and hoped to challenge Nezzy, as she apparently is calling him now, at the very peak, but when she got there, he was nowhere to be found. So, in lieu of a king, to answer her challenge, the crown of Gallon fell to her.
Has anyone tried descending or double check if he's even alive at this point?
I haven't personally. I don't really care for the guy. But I'll tell you this. Her very first action as queen was to send the bulk of Gallon's naval forces here to Castelmond. Apparently, her chief advisor is eminently concerned about the events that are going to transpire here on the last day of the Quadramage competition.
What is happening? What's
You-
the big thing?
Do you know who the advisor is? Do you know his name or their name?
Yeah,
Aurelius?
some guy named Relly or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Tracks.
So I guess maybe he had another vision or prophecy or something. Because I'm sure he found out about this somehow.
Oh yeah, he's
That would make sense then,
Mhm.
for sure.
well. In
What?
that case, I mean, maybe that means that unless something terrible has happened, eyes on the chest and whatnot, maybe the Gallon forces are not a threat to us then.
I don't think so.
Oh, I doubt it. Valera's going to be there personally.
Oh,
Well, what if they get into a fight with Laki? There could be a lot of bloodshed, a lot of...
There certainly will be.
yeah, I don't think we can exactly avoid that. It seems like we're both here for reasons that don't immediately go against each other. How about we call like a ceasefire until the end of the Quadramage tournament?
I wasn't aware that we were in a started fire.
I just want you.
Do you not
word
like me,
more.
Captain?
No, I don't.
I've
Not a
done nothing
huge
but
fan.
help you ever since the Village of the Wind, if I recall correctly. I don't know that I've ever done anything bad to you since.
Yeah, you're like one of those tricksters I can't love. It's that kind of thing. Like each time you dupe me, I'm like, that's not like, oh, that scamp. It's more, how dare you?
And if this is about you being kind of attracted to me when I was a girl,
No, it's not about that.
there's
It's
nothing to be
not.
ashamed of.
There's already. Yeah, I've moved on. I've met someone else.
Oh, really? Is this true?
It's true.
I feel like I may
I
have
saw things I wish I didn't
said
see.
I must know all about her.
Wait, what did you see?
Oh. I just it's like Dory.
What? We're gonna have to
Forgot we never
Brown-
told you. I'll catch you up on what happened tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You
I
see,
guess I.
he says, I would like to ask you a question, though, Captain.
Again?
Where is the Reaper now?
Not that close.
But at the docks?
I don't think so.
I would advise that if the Reaper is anywhere within the general vicinity of these waters, there is a certain incantation that you can use with that. And he points a finger at the necklace with the ship bottle around your neck, which I presume is still there, or wherever it might be on your person. He says, if you use that incantation, you can summon the Reaper into that ship safe and intact. The people within will not, will be put into a sort of a stasis where they cannot be harmed. They will not feel hunger. It will be just as if they took a very, very long nap. In the event that the Reaper is anywhere near this island when the fighting breaks out, I would advise you to invoke that ability to prevent it from being destroyed. As far as I'm aware, there are now, non-spirits aboard the ship.
Yeah. Anything
Right.
bad happen to them? If that was invoked?
Nothing bad would happen to them. But if the Reaper is destroyed, they don't come back. So that's all I'm going to say.
The range
Would you like
good?
me to teach you this? Yes, from anywhere in the world. So long as you have that necklace.
This would have been really nice to know earlier.
See, I'm helpful.
Insight check.
Sure.
Oh, yeah!
On a nat 20, you hit a nat 20 insight on Aramis. He is making no attempt to deceive you.
Wow.
And what's more, you get a sense that it means something to him that the ship in its current iteration and its members in its current iteration not be destroyed and reset. He's saying this like just so you know, but what he really means is, I think you should do this because I don't want them to be destroyed.
Yeah, I know. I got that vibe.
You get the sense he doesn't care about like the other people that you brought on board, like Miela and Dell. He doesn't know them or care about them, but he gets the sense that he looks over at Simon actually when he says that, and you get the sense that he is on some level proud of how far these spirits have come.
All right.
And doesn't want them to be set back to square one.
I'd love to learn the invocation if you
Cool.
got the time.
Yeah, it's just Shippus Returnus.
Really?
Did you name that? Like, did you make that, or?
I was very young when this happened.
Okay.
So you must understand.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I feel so stupid, but wait, let me. Hey, Nico.
How's it going, Captain?
Going well. I'm gonna see if I can put you in stasis. Hold a second. Shippus Returnus.
Your amulet, or sorry, not your amulet, your fucking necklace with the ship, it lifts up off of your chest, glows, and the Reaper appears in its natural state inside of the waters, swirling within.
How often can you
That's
do that?
wild.
Can you just like rapid fire them in and out? Like, will that mess with their brains?
I don't know if that's worth doing.
Well, the reason I really ask is because it's gonna be like, if we wanted to put something back on the ship, would we be able to summon it back and then get rid of it again within the day?
Probably. Is there any like big downsides?
You see Aramis smiles and he says, yes, a little bit. It takes a week to bring them back out.
Okay. So Simon's stuck with us. We've determined that now.
Huh.
Kind of jumped the gun on that one.
Oh, and everybody not on the ship at the time of its placement into stasis will not return to the ship by the normal conventional means.
What do you mean?
So you know how usually if you don't have like that special amulet that you guys made, when the spirits of the Reaper sleep, they are wake back up on the Reaper.
Oh,
That
okay,
will
so
not
that's
happen
fine.
while it's in stasis.
Interesting.
If
thinking
hypothetically, if
Simon
something
is
were to
with-
happen to Simon while the ship is in the bottle, will he return once the ship is,
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
but all the other effects are postponed until the ship is resummoned.
Something at least.
Well, I mean, that's fine. But all that is doable. We just have to survive for a week.
You make it sound so easy.
It's been 1 week. Alright, do you have any idea of what's happening tomorrow? We're trying to prepare for it because it's gonna suck.
What I was told by a strange individual, he spoke in rhymes.
Oh
cool
my
gimmick.
god, he's getting
This guy.
everyone.
He's kind of like you, actually, in a weird way.
Oh, really? Yeah, I sensed a bit of a kindred spirit there. You see, he says, he implied through various wordplay and riddles that tomorrow's task will be an extremely dangerous maze.
Ooh, wait,
Right.
separating us in a maze?
Yes, and that we will be separated. So I believe the way it's going to work is that probably each member of the Inkwell team will be paired up with a member of your guys' team.
Ooh.
And the team to reach the middle and obtain some kind of treasure at the center of it will win.
Wait, but teams are split up.
Yes.
Right.
So there's only one person to get there, or is it when the full
Only
team gets
one
there?
person needs to
Okay.
retrieve the treasure. But because you are paired up, I can imagine that the intent is to eliminate the person you are
Mhm.
paired up with
Yikes.
Oh, that's
to prevent
dark.
them from reaching the center of the maze. I will also tell you this. Given that this is a maze of Yeska's design, it is deeply unlikely that her intent is for any of you to make it out of it alive.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. So, how do we make that work? Hmm. Does anyone have No, we don't have anything to guarantee get together, is there? I can fly up, but if it's a maze worth its salt, then I assume flying over it won't work.
Yeah, if I know Lieska, the walls would probably grow vertically as you ascend, preventing you from doing so. I wouldn't be surprised if there were myriad numbers of traps and large beasts roaming about, riddles, a sphinx or two, that kind of thing.
Okay, that just sounds more fun. Unless it's actually a really hard one, then you're screwed, but
She does have a flair for style, I think.
Yeah.
You can say a lot about Yeska, but you can't say she didn't have style.
this is gonna be a stylish day. Do you have any idea, Suma? About us communicating or any I mean, we could maybe get to Ice Guy and ask for his ice sending stone so we can distribute it amongst ourselves, but that's only one person would still be left out, right?
Well, let's see. You and
With the
Ruby have the
earrings?
earrings.
Yep,
Oh,
we
we
got earrings.
So the other sending one's on the ship, we could have two people be able to communicate with each other, 2 and 2, or we'd be able to have
Mhm.
3 people be able to go just through one mediator. And then one person. Is
Oh, with immediate? Is that? Let's see.
we'd still have one person left out though.
So Ruby with But the ice sending stone could go to you. But we'd still need
Yeah,
Suma.
there's still one person left out. I don't know how much communicating is gonna help either, because there's not really much direction we can give. It's a maze.
Right.
So it's not like we
I
can say, hey, turn left, or hey, I'm north of you. Like, we don't.
I
we don't
guess,
know.
but I just since she's gonna be trying to pick us off one by one, I don't know.
I mean, we could try to find each other. I just don't know if that would be like the smartest use of our
I
time.
think my strategy, and maybe Suma's as well, is I'm probably just gonna teleport immediately away with Dimension Door and just hope I end up somewhere good. Just hope. Maybe
I
not
guess
end
it
too
depends
well.
who we're paired up with because, two of us are going to be with one with Aramis and one with Simon. Um,
Mm,
so two of
that's
us are
true.
really in more danger than the other two. I don't know if there's a way to rig that in any way, but
That
Is
true.
there? Well, I wonder what's deciding for us, our partners. It doesn't sound like there's going to be the same kind of choosing system.
Aramis.
certainly not after Yeska knows
Yeah.
that we fudged that one. But
Aramis, is Yeska aware that you right now, that you're participating?
Oh, most certainly.
Okay, so that could also change things.
That actually probably makes things worse because if it's Aramis, then she's going to throw even bigger things to kill us.
Yeah.
If anything, that might be why she invited Draga onto the island. Might be to limit my movements.
Hmm.
Possibly.
Do you think she wants to kill you, or no?
Well, she knows she can't.
Well, that's right, but do you think she wants to try to, like, stop you in some way, like maybe catch
Get you
you? I
lost
don't
in a
know.
maze.
Like, maybe, maybe she has a way to, like, magically entrap you or something. Do you think that she'd want to do that?
Well, I wouldn't put it past her. Honestly, if I had my way, I wouldn't even be here.
Mm-hmm.
But, well,
Yeah.
whatever
Let's
she's
see.
planning, all I can do is try to wreck it. Wrecking other people's plans is kind of my specialty.
I get that vibe.
It's there's so much happening. I feel like Yeska just invited so many wild cards here, like specifically.
Yeah, it's
just
weird, right?
People with like low stakes or like low abilities to change things, but like enough to mess things up.
My guess is she wants to clean house. Like, that seems like the only reason why you'd get everyone here.
Isn't Yeska also against the Order 8 though? Or am I misremembering that?
I think she is, yeah.
So then why would she do that? Wouldn't she want?
She just wants to be the one to. Well, she thinks that she's the only person who can do it.
And
that
also,
anybody
it seems
who-
like a
yeah.
large portion of her plans requires Suma's kid. And Suma ain't stopping till he gets his kid.
Yeah, there's
So
a
it's
lot.
probably an easy decision, like, alright, they gotta go.
Suma's just had a terrible thought. Just like gets quiet or is like staring into the distance. Yeah. Doesn't say anything.
Okay, so at least we can go to the Dwayne Johnson guy. And with his sending stone, at least you, Alok and Suma can sort of talk to each other with those. So at least each of us has a pair. Like, each of us can talk to someone on the team just in case. Because, I mean, some underhanded stuff is gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
So might as well have, like, people ready for, like, you got at least one buddy. The buddy doesn't know where you are, but you have one buddy. So
the most
let's.
important thing is definitely the earrings for this case because they can teleport. So we need to be
Yeah,
very
they can
careful
swap.
about how we do that.
Yeah.
Probably like
Yeah,
two people that cover each other's weaknesses the most. I don't know really who that is, but
Suma has HP issues. Slightly helped with the cape. You, Alok, honestly speaking, you're probably the most well-rounded out of any of us. The only time you've ever like had some issues really is when something must be solved with magic. But like, considering this is a mage tournament, that hasn't come up that much.
Well, I think it has, but you guys have been near me to do the magic part, so.
Oh, I don't know. You lockpicked that magic thing while I was a
That's
dog.
true. I think
Ian.
maybe it wouldn't be bad. I think if it was Ruby and Suma.
Or
with the earrings.
Ruby and Alok, considering stealth issues for Ruby.
True.
I think I agree with Ruby and Alok. I think
Yeah, I think that's fair.
to
because-
switch that could be the most handy in a pinch.
All
You
right,
see
I'll take off my earring and give it to Alok.
You see, Aramis says, "While I have you guys here, I'm about to go to bed. Been a bit of a long day."
Mhm.
He goes, "Do any of you still have any magical energy left?"
I
Only
technically took
bit.
a short rest,
You
right?
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some.
I can give you some of my strength, but you'll have to pick your poison.
What's the poisons?
I can make any spell you want to cast incredibly powerful, but only the one.
Well, what's the poison?
Just that you have to pick which spell. It can only be one spell.
That sounds like only a beneficial thing for me.
He shrugs.
I don't. But I need the backup, and if it's as strong as he's, what would be the best thing for like max use? But I have to trust him. To the DM, I want to let you know my initial thought is not going to ever come out because I'm worried he's going to be able to use it. But my first thought was Charm Monster, which basically allows me to charm anything. But I'm not going to do that because it's him.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
So, let's see. Let me ask the group. What do you think would be more useful? Counterspell? Because that Yeska might pull some high-level crap. Or simply, like, super strong armor of Agathis.
What does it do? Does it max it up to level 9?
Yes.
I feel like
I
counterspell.
think
Like in
counterspell,
case she
yeah.
pulls out
Some real crap.
bananas something.
Power word.
Well,
kill.
I will say this from a mechanical perspective. What will happen for you, Gala, is that one of your Warlock spell slots will be replaced by like an Aramis spell slot that can only be used to cast the one spell that you select, but it will be cast at 9th level.
Alright, so let me double check so I'm on the same page. So, tomorrow, when I have to go and I have full spells, one of those spells is designated for a 9th level counterspell.
Yes.
And afterwards, when everything's done, I don't lose counterspell, it's just normal counterspell.
It's just normal counterspell.
God, that sounds so useful. I'll take counterspell.
Okay. You cast a counterspell. You see he snatches it out of the air, the magic out of the air. A little gem glows on his gauntlet, and he just pries it out with his fingers and flicks it towards you, Gallet, and it begins to float around your body.
And is it alright for me to assume he probably also has a 9th level counterspell now?
No, he gave it to you.
Oh, wow. You're being weirdly kind, Aramis.
He looks at you and he says, "Just doing a favor for a friend, that's all."
Alright, well, thank you. And
You sta-
the crew's doing fine. They're doing well.
I'm glad to hear that.
I
He stands up. Yeah.
I wanted to note on that. Arabs, are you aware of what happened to Patrice and Andros?
He nods and he says, "Yeah, I felt their passing."
I first want to say I'm sorry about that. Obviously, it wasn't intended, but how do you feel about that? Is it like, are you happy for them to pass on, or?
I don't know if it really matters what I think. I didn't force them to stay. I gave them the choice. They felt that what they did in life wasn't enough. They wanted a second stab at it, or 100 more stabs at it. If, in the course of their travels with you guys, they were able to find some other kind of meaning, and they're happy now, having moved on, then all the power to them. But if that was not the case, then I suppose that's a loss for all of us. You see, he says, I spoke with a man recently. His name was Telmor Pal. He revealed to me a potential means through which all of the people on the Reaper could be freed from their sentences. Not sure how possible it'll be, but for now, that's my goal.
Okay. I don't really know. I mean, you're kind of like in a nice mood right now. It seems kind of weird, but I don't really know your relationship with them. But I might be able to bring both of them or either of them forward to talk to you if you want to say anything to them, or it's up to you. I don't really know.
Interestingly, he sought me out, which is difficult for most people to do. I tend to not be found when I don't want to be found. But when I was hanging out in Edelheim, just, for shits and gigs, he sought me out and he told me that the ship that I previously owned and maintained was some sort of an affront to Terminus. And that he could show me a way to permanently destroy it. Or at least destroy the part of it that makes it magical. In so doing, I would release the spirits within and perhaps even give them new life. He was very vague on the how, but that's what I'm pursuing for now.
Sorry, that was the second thing I was going to ask. The first thing I was saying was if you want to talk to Andros or Patrice right now.
Oh!
Yeah.
He goes, nah.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured you would say. Okay, just figured I'd throw it out there. Is there anything we can do to help with the ship thing? I mean, I don't know, because you did say that they chose to do that, so I wouldn't want to do that if they still wanted to continue to be what they are.
He says, well, as far as Telmor made it apparent, it involves my death, which I still haven't really figured out how to do. So if you think of a way, let me know. Then he gets up and lifts his glass to you guys and drinks it on his way back into the Inkwell dorms. And you see Simon, who's sitting there, is like, so I'm stuck here, right? I'm not gonna go back to the ship.
Not for
Okay.
a week.
He goes, will you guys take me with you to where you're going?
I mean, we prefer that. Do you have other plans?
Not really. I mean, there's some things that I need to do here at Inkwell. I've slowly been going around, trying to... I remembered something. I remembered everything. I remembered why I killed my father. It was a dispute. I had told him that it was unjust to keep everybody separated. That all of Inkwell's students should be placed under one house and to not have their entire lives defined by one word from the categorization cap. He thought otherwise, and he He attacked me. I overpowered him. I was sentenced to death. He's long gone, and I'm still here, but my work isn't finished. From talking to the people here and some of the people from Ravenhall, I found out that they're struggling too. Things are bad over there. They're like nightmare bad. And I want to free them. I'm going to. If it comes down to it, I hope I'll be able to come with you guys, but if I can't, it'll be good knowing that I can stay here and finish this work. That's my dream. One house, one banner, one name. One day, everyone will be Pinkles.
You could choose any of the 4 houses, right? Is that the one you wanted?
Pinkles!
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
And you see he reaches up, he takes his white wig, pulls it off. He looks at you, Suma, and he says, "Thank you, Master. But I think the time has come for me to stop borrowing bravery from you. I died once already for my bravery. I don't mind doing it again." You see, he tosses the white wig into the flames and watches it
Hey!
burn.
That's part of my disguise kit.
He says
no,
nothing.
This is a moment. This is a moment for him.
Tomorrow, he takes off the robe, revealing his Simon clothes underneath.
Don't throw it. Don't throw it. That's gonna be a little.
Tomorrow, I don't go into the labyrinth as Matsuwell Inc. I go with Simon Inkwell! Ah!
Nah.
You okay? Are you sick?
You know you're gonna be disqualified if you win, right?
I don't care. Besides, I want you guys to win anyway.
Oh.
That's sweet.
I'm proud of you, Simon.
Honestly,
Captain.
I think that you, in some ways, are even braver than I am. So
Well,
be
I would
well
never-
out there.
I would never dive face first into lava. And so if the stories
That
I
wasn't.
heard,
That
That
was not
is-
bravery. That was foolishness. And don't do that.
okay.
Unless you have an evil magic helmet, and then you can think about it. But
Yeah. The shop was out of stock of those. You met Zaylord, by the way. They're so cool.
I love
very
him.
cool. Very special.
And you see he goes, "Well, I'm gonna get rest. I'm all out of spell slots. I'll see you guys in the morning, okay?
Yeah.
You too.
Good luck out there." And he
You
walks
too.
off.
How many
You
people
guys-
do we know have parent issues? I'm beginning to realize, like, everyone
Oh,
here
It's
already.
more of a question of how many people do we know that don't have parent issues.
Can you
Yeah.
think of one? No.
You think there's like a study that's been done that's like, all right, to be an adventurer of any kind of skill, you must have lost a lot beforehand.
Alok's
Yeah, a
parent
lot
issues
of-
are a lot less extreme than most of your guys. It's not that bad.
Yeah, they're both
But you
still
still-
alive, just like normal people.
Yeah, they're yeah, basically.
You still have parent issues. It counts.
Okay.
I think you guys go back to wherever you would like to go back. If you guys would like to sleep.
All right, so
um,
I got a list of things we need to do before we sleep. As the captain, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. So let me
Okay.
put down. All right, so first we need to do the potions, finish the second trial. Then I'm gonna go call the Smiths for help and for their help with the potions too. Someone needs to find Tink and talk to him because he's stuck with us too now.
Right.
Professor Vienna, that's someone else's job, and check in with Ebony at the end, and then someone goes to Iceberg guy with Sending Stone.
Wait,
Okay.
what's Professor Vienna? Where's that from?
She was the lady that helped you guys get into Ravenhall. the giant or the
Do
Goliath.
we need to talk to her, or is it just?
I
like,
don't know. I don't know that we need to anymore.
We don't need to, but I just want to get as much assistance as possible before
Okay,
tomorrow.
gotcha.
It might be nothing, but if it does turn out well, that might save our hides.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
So let's split up, gang.
Okay. I think though, as you guys go off to do those things,
No.
we're gonna cut the session there. It's
Okay.
11:16 already. But we'll get back to those when we are able to get back to those. In 2 weeks, I think, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for a lovely, lovely, lovely session. I hope you guys had fun.
Mhm.
Awesome. Very awesome. Yeah.
It was both chill and mightily unchill at the
It was
same
both.
time.
It was both serious and extremely not serious.
Yes.
Yeah, very unserious and serious at the same time. Yeah, I think we are. I wouldn't say we're in the end game yet, but we're getting
We're
there.
nearing.
It seems
true.
like it. It's
Right.
not Endgame, but it's Infinity
I mean, once we
War.
finish like the Feywild stuff, it feels like we're about there.
Yeah,
We're
Then
we're
gonna
getting
get
there.
there.
We're really approaching the end here.
We're just gonna
Which is
really
crazy.
quickly visit Turai and Edelheim, and then we'll.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
we gotta
just
go
real
gambling
quick.
like one time and then
Yeah.
we're out of here.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence that the few like teleportation circles that Suma has access to happen to be on like Tarai.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
find another one.
By the way, you told me that the two that I knew from getting the spell were one was the Blackfire Casino and the other one I think you said was in Castelmond, but you didn't
Wasn't one to
specify
the
where
Claw?
in Castelmond. I don't think so.
Great question. Let me think.
Not that I plan on casting it tomorrow, but like I might think about it depending on where it takes.
The
Where
one in
it goes to.
Castamon probably goes to like Ravenhall. I have to double check when I
Just
said
like,
that.
I think it was very vague. It was
Yeah, I believe it would have been to
maybe
one of the universities. That's definitely what my intent was.
so like
One,
if it was Ravenhall, it would just be like a teleportation circle room or something like
yeah, for sure.
in the school. Okay.
Yes. And one in the Blackfire Casino. Basically my roadmap for this is gonna be in the next 2 or 3 sessions, depending on how long it takes, we'll finish up the full Castamon arc and enter into the Feywild arc, theoretically, if things work out so that you guys do go there. And then after the Feywild, there'll be a Terai arc, a short one, then a short Edelheim arc, and a short Twin Isles arc, and then the final end game, finishing the campaign arc. So we're almost there. This session was my way of being like, remember all the shit that's happened and all the people you've met?
Mhm.
It's all kind of like coming together at this point, and the people who are you have met are now kind of like all coming into play, which will be very, very interesting. Yeah, I'm liking this season so far. It's been hopefully not as dreary as the Pelea arc was. It's a little bit more sunny.
Yeah, it's fun.
A little bit more lighthearted.
I'm gonna have to go over my notes to remember everyone, because some things I'm like,
Mm.
who's Telemore Paul again? Oh, that's him. Tracker, remember.
That's
Who
okay.
Who's
Ryan
the
didn't
wind?
remember.
Who's the wind lady?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valaire's succeeded in her attempt, in her coup, I guess.
I can only imagine how hard it is for you, Gino, to keep track of all this. I would have a nightmare.
Yeah, there's some stuff I have planned for the future that's gonna be like, I hope I pull this off. Question mark. But yeah. Oh yeah. Make sure you get those backup characters made. No rush.
Oh wait, while everyone's here, question, because I'm like torn on 2 options, and I just like it. Does anyone either want to be a fighter or a monk?
I was thinking paladin
Would
personally.
it be smart for us to, try to make them work?
Well, no, I'm just.
Right.
Well, I don't want to
No, I think
be
it
the
would be
class
smart,
that
right?
someone else chooses.
Right,
Mm.
yeah. I think we should try to, like, coordinate the classes to make them, like, a well-rounded party. You
Mhm.
know, if the worst is the case happen,
Just in case.
Yeah. So I'm down to talk about that stuff. I'll just choose based on what the three of you guys choose. I'm down for any class. So,
All right.
Ooh, new characters.
yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
new
kill you
character-
all.
Yeah. Party of
It's
white.
like, I'm
Party
bored
of
with
white.
these guys. They have too much baggage. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, there's just too much backstory that's been set up already. Let's just start fresh.
Yeah.
My next
Yeah.
character is gonna have a totally okay, like good home life. They're just
Mm.
there because they need a little bit of money. That's it.
I do think we're at a good point right now for anyone to die. 'Cause I feel like, our characters have hit
Mhm.
their points. So I feel like,
Yeah.
Because also,
Now's the time.
if anyone does die, the rest of the party could always just finish whatever their goal
I
was.
can't kill Galad after he found his love.
That's a perfect
No,
time.
this is a perfect
He
time
has
to
like
kill
a million
me.
red flags now because of this. Like,
Yeah.
makes sense.
I've gone through my character arcs. I'm ready for no.
He's about to
Next
retire.
episode, he dies.
The only person that
Oh.
must absolutely survive is Suma until he can get his kid. Then you can kill him off. And I feel like Alok has to wait for Laki. I'm still waiting for Laki
I don't know if we're getting
Alok.
back to like maybe that's for the final battle.
We are getting back to Laki.
We gotta go there.
I refuse for this campaign to, even if it's the epilogue, we're getting to Laki.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. There's the Feywild, Terai, Edelheim, the Twin Isles, which I'm still not even sure if I'm gonna do a full arc there.
This may be
And-
a high.
I do.
And there's gonna be the Pirate Council arc.
Oh
Right,
yeah, that's
Yes,
fair.
I'm so excited for
Yeah.
that.
And I have to do the whole underwater
Temple thing. Yeah,
Wow,
I
there's
like,
more than
I like the
And then
idea that
Laki.
if we don't hit any of the islands, I like the idea that we do the epilogue episode where we just have like the epilogue like beach episode where we just vacation at all these places just to
Yeah.
get them in. And so I wouldn't
Yeah,
feel
I
pressure
think-
to actually tie them all in if it's hard.
The next few arcs will not be full. Like you go to a place and you meet all these people, and like you have all
Mhm.
these relationships with them. It'll be more like, all right, we go in, we go out, we have a mission, we're done. Let's move on
Right.
to the next thing. We have teleportation circles. That's definitely something that's gonna come into play.
We can put everyone in a bottle.
Put everything in
Ship
a bottle.
doesn't have issue. It's
Yeah.
truly a ship in a bottle.
Mhm.
It's a ship in a bottle.
Great song.
That was a throwback too, actually, because that has not been mentioned in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was
forgot
like,
you even had that necklace.
yeah, me too. I was like, oh yeah, I do have that. That's a pretty important thing, huh?
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
necklace. I was like, what does my necklace have to do with anything here? And then
The longer this campaign goes on, the more I feel like a kinship with Oda, who writes One Piece,
I can see.
Mm.
where I'm
Yeah.
like, holy shit, like I thought it was gonna be like this long, and then it ended up being like this
Yeah.
long. I think if we hadn't made up this whole bit about like seeing every island, it could wrap up faster. But like, I'm kind of on board with it now.
I'm
Of,
It's cool, you know.
I'm mainly really hoping for the Laki part. The other islands I care less about, for sure.
yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
I still look. I'm just saying, and it might not be a bad idea for us just to see what the claw's about. That's all. I'm not even saying we need to do much there. I'm just saying the claw is on the map.
They're,
And it's
It is
shaped
on the
like
they're
a claw.
attacking. They're attacking right now.
Yeah,
Edelheim
they
is
can
repelling their
report
forces.
that.
That's sure happening because there is technically a whole outside world that is part of this world, that has not been explored very much.
They're just not that important compared to End of the World.
Yeah. Wow, I
Oh,
can't
their
wait
worlds
for
are ending too.
I can't wait for the final, like to wrap this up with all you guys. I feel like it's been such a
All the twists.
tale.
throughout this.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I like the comparison of One Piece. I've never, I tried to watch, but I couldn't get into it. But I know. I always ask my friends like, how could One Piece be so long? It doesn't make any sense. They're just trying to find this One Piece or something, right? Like, surely they would just get it.
I
It's
just
1,000
need the
episodes
One
in.
Piece.
It is
Um,
top of top tier world building. Period.
Yeah, that's what they always tell me, and I feel like now you make the comparison. I think about this. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense actually.
We're
Pretty
just trying to
Remember
meet
the-
one spooky ghost.
Yeah,
Remember
and
this
then
old
a
man
lot.
from 400 chapters ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I get it a lot more. I respect it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I
Yeah.
cannot wait. Also, just shout out Ebony. I can't believe
Lover.
she became as relevant as she ended up becoming.
Yeah, it's weird how much like things that make her a joke character, but when you think about it in like a realistic sense, you're like, oh my god, her name is people she's killed, and now again she had to kill people that wasn't even their decision. Like that, they were controlled, so it's just so messed up.
Mhm.
But also, she's not like the other girls.
Yeah,
She is
nothing like
not
them.
like-
But then in a
Truly not like
serious
other girls.
moment, she isn't like the other girls.
Yeah, I hope you like that. I was pretty proud of that one.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. She is one of my favorite characters quickly.
Yeah, she's cool.
I love it.
Yeah, we love her. Okay, that is everything. Thank you guys for a lovely session.
Thank you.
I'll see you all next time around. Thank you for your
Bye-bye.
time and
See
your
y'all
evening.
next
Looking forward to it, guys.
Yeah,
ya.
it's
Bye.
May's